Hey, thanks for joining us for another action-packed night of mixed martial arts. I'm Ranello alongside Frank Trigg. Welcome to Bushido Survival 06, the first round of the welterweight tournament. And as you know, Trigg, nobody does tournaments like Pride Fighting Championships.
How you doing, my Canadian friend? And you are correct. This is the reason why Pride is the largest and best mixed martial arts organization in the world. It's truly because of its tournaments.
All right, Trigg, now on a personal note, the MMA community recently lost one of its greatest ambassadors with the tragic passing of broadcaster Ryan Bennett. On behalf of everyone associated with Pride Fighting Championships, our deepest condolences go to the entire Bennett family.
For those of you that know me, you know that Ryan Bennett got me to the broadcast game. I'm going to miss him not only as one of my best friends, but as my mentor. Ryan, I truly am going to miss you.
May he rest in peace. Let's take you now to the Parade of Fighters.
프라이드 우소 성우 주이치 프라이드 웰터級그랑프리 2006 開幕戦 出場全選手の登場です
The sixth match.
Ishida, Mitsuhiro.
From Japan, Mitsuhiro Ishida.
Mitsuhiro Ishida winning his Pride debut against Paul Rodriguez via submission.
From the United States of America, Marcus Aurelio.
The first man to beat world lightweight champion in Pride, Takanori Gomi. There he is, Marcus Aurelio.
From the United States of America, Charles Crazy Horse Bennett.
Win or lose, he is entertainment personified. Crazy Horse Charles Bennett. Tatsuya Kawajiri involved in the 2005 Pride Match of the Year against Takanori Gomi at Bushido, the first tournament, September 2005.
From Mexico,
Olaf Alfonso has developed a cult following in the United States, ready to step up to Bushido tonight. Hayata Maha Sakurai credits AMC Pancration's Matt the Wizard Hume for rejuvenating his career as a lightweight.
Pride Grand Prix Welterweight 2006 tournament. First round, second match.
Amar Sulev.
From Russia, Amar Sulev.
Amar Sulev has already won 4 tournaments. Bushido Survival 06 would be his biggest victory yet. The Professor Murilo Bustamante will be looking to school his opponent in the gentle art known as Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu.
From France,
A last-minute entry to Yundong Sik has afforded France's Gregory Bushlam the opportunity of a lifetime.
From Brazil, Paulo Filio.
Definitely one of the favorites in the tournament, Paulo Filio from Brazil.
Viasenor.
From the United States of America, Viasenor.
The day has finally arrived to welcome Joey Dream Smasher Viasenor to Pride, undefeated at 15-0 in KOTC. The Shark Rio Chonan trained with members of Team Quest in Oregon to prepare for this tournament.
Gegard, Mousasi.
At the age of 20, Gerard Mousasi, the youngest participant in the tourney, is ready to set the MMA world on fire. Makoto Takimoto has conquered the Olympics. Now he's hoping to conquer the Bushido welterweight division.
Hector, Lombard.
From Cuba, Hector Lombard.
Pride Fighting Championships welcomes to its family the country of Cuba, Cuban Olympian Hector Lombard. Not only does he want to win the tournament, he wants to be known as the champion Big Mouth. It's Akihiro Gono of Japan. Murilo Ninja Hua of Shudabox, the first competitor in Pride history to compete in 3 different weight classes. Denis Kang is unbeaten in his last 17 fights. Tonight he faces the toughest challenge of his career. The New York badass Phil Baroni promises to deliver a good old-fashioned ass-kicking in tonight's main event. His opponent, Kazuo Misaki, is known as the Hitman, and tonight he has Baroni firmly in his sights. It is the 2006 Bushido welterweight tournament. It's survival of the fittest, the strongest. It's Bushido from the Saitama Super Arena in Japan. Sulev's 29, 5'9", 183 pounds, 1-1 in Pride Fighting Championships. Murilo, the Professor Bustamante, is 39, 6'1", 183 pounds, 3-4 in Pride. Trig Bustamante made it to the final of the 2005 Bushido welterweight tournament to crown Pride's first world welterweight champion as well, losing a very close split decision to Dan Henderson. While Sulev, he's coming off a victory in his last fight on a show in England, but the last time he was in Pride, he was armbarred by fellow tournament participant Paulo Filio. So both of them looking to definitely advance to the second round. Sulev, a noted striker, while Bustamante, a Brazilian jiu-jitsu wizard who also has pretty good stand-up.
Ready? Fight!
Bustamante always in great shape. Actually got really, really good hands considering that he's such a great jiu-jitsu practitioner. One of the flaws I see with Busta, though, is he's getting a lot older now, and he's not as quick as he used to be, but still just as tenacious.
He credits his heart for the reason he's still going strong at, athletically speaking, the advanced age of 39, making it to the final, the 2005 tournament, and not afraid to engage in the stand-up here with Amar Sulev of the Red Devil team, of course, teammates with the Emelianenko brothers. Wow. Nice combination, overhand right delivered by Sulev. The first of the opening round action in the Bushido Survival 06 welterweight tourney. Nice.
Wow. Not a great shot on Bustamante's case, but he's a good job on Sulev getting out of the way. Of course, we all know Bustamante wants to get to the ground as quickly as possible. Sulev wants to keep it on his feet.
I thought it was a good attempt at ghosting Sulev, but you're right, didn't finish with a good shoot. Sulev able to defend easily, and right now it's Bustamante taking that right hand, and Sulev now backpedaling a bit, but just measuring the Brazilian.
Bustamante much more aggressive than I've seen in the past, always moving forward. I'd like to see him do a better job of trapping Sulev in the corner, though.
Of course, Bustamante with the reach advantage.
Ooh, good kick, wow.
4-inch height advantage over Sulev, trying to take advantage of that situation here, as he did have Sulev along the ropes, but you can see the veteran circle away. Nice right hand connects by Bustamante.
Both guys a little smile and a wink at each other, letting them know good punch thrown, good punch landed. Very patient, Sulev is. I can tell he's doing a lot of sparring. He took that punch and didn't panic. A lot of guys, when they get hit like that, they automatically start to want to pay back right away. You hit me, I'm going to hit you.
Nice uppercut delivers by Bustamante. And wow, the BJJ Wizard taking it to the
cut.
striker.
He got a little small cut above the eye of Bustamante. Now, the thing is, when you're a really good takedown artist like Bustamante is over Sulev, it's going to make Sulev always worry about the takedown, which is going to allow him to start getting his strikes in there a little bit better.
Cut's not bothering right now as he's hunting down Sulev, and again, that overhand right backs up the Armenian striker.
Sulev's got a good opportunity here to start landing some body blows, just to open up Busta a little bit more, and he's not doing it yet. He's a stick and move. Nice there, nice leg kick. If he's going to backpedal like he's doing, Sulev's been backpedaling the whole time, circling around. He's a stick and move. Get a couple of, 2-punch combinations with leg kick and get out of the way.
Of course, should be setting up that leg kick with the left jab, and now it's still Bustamante getting through the guard of Sulev. Sulev doing some bobbing and weaving now. And you're right, the cut trailing nice, and finally listening to Trick going downstairs to the body.
It's because I have such good ESP. I sent it to him. Nice. Wow. Great punch combination right there. Nice job on Sulev. He's now starting to light his hands a little more, starting to get more comfortable. Finally got through that filling out period, as they always say with the first round.
Another leg kick delivered there by Sulev, and Bustamante continues, though, to press forward with the combinations. Now a right hand, and Bustamante again attempting a half-hearted shoot there.
See, this is one of the monikers with Bustamante. He always takes the shot. He always steps in, and somehow he always gets headbutted. He always leads. He leads with his head quite a bit.
And of course, we talk about what happened in the 2003 tournament. It was Dan Henderson in the first meeting with Murilo Bustamante, and Bustamante contends that a headbutt is what led to his defeat against that man right there, the current Pride World Welterweight Champion. He's seen this film before.
Well, and also here's the thing, Mauro. If you watch that fight, you'll see that Bustamante actually initiated everything. He stepped in just like we saw here, and heads collided. It's always Bustamante that leads with his head, leads with his forehead, if you will. He's got some good shots. His hands are coming out nice. Bustamante's are, but he's not landing anything right now.
Sulev's debut came at Bushido 4 in July of 2004, earning a split decision over Dean Lister. And now Bustamante goes for the shot. Good takedown defense by Sulev, and pays for it though with an up kick.
Nice underhook defense. That was great. That's classic wrestling defense right there for the double leg. And that was a great shot by Bustamante. He was in deep and had a solid position.
Now telegraphing that shoot. And while Sulev is doing a good job of defending the shoot, not really wanting to engage with Murilo Bustamante, maybe employing the so-called rope-a-dope here in the first round. He is the more proficient striker, is Sulev, but so far Bustamante hanging in there with him.
A lot of people don't know how good Bustamante's hands are. The rumor is that he was did Golden Gloves as a younger child, even as he was starting jiu-jitsu. And he's got some really, really good striking positions.
Not a rumor, my friend. He definitely has that boxing background, and he's been one of the boxing trainers at Brazilian Top Team, and definitely looking to become more aggressive in the year 2006.
I really like his style tonight. He's stepping forward a lot more. He's just not trapping Sulev in the corner. It's hard when a guy's backpedaling on you to really get him caught in the corner, but he's doing a lot better position stepping forward, staying a lot more patient.
Of course, a position in the Elite 8. The second round at stake. A rather conservative start to this first round matchup in the tournament between Murilo Bustamante and Amar Sulev. Lots of mutual respect being displayed. But it's been Bustamante pressing the action. Another great right hand. And Sulev now throws that left hook.
I would love to see some jabbing in here. There's not any jabbing. Every punch is a power punch, and that's the reason why they're easy to defend.
Nice combination there by Sulev, showing his hand speed.
For the fans at home, it's not always the power punch that's going to catch a guy. A lot of times it's quickness. The faster your hands are, the more chance you have of knocking guys out because they don't see it coming. The punch that knocks you out is the one you don't see.
Sulev with his left hand down at his waist, and he pays for it with that right, and he's almost baiting Bustamante to come on, and Bustamante can't get the shoot. A rather interesting reversal of fortune here, Trey.
Yeah,
we have
absolutely.
Bustamante, the striker now, while Sulev showing some good takedown defense.
For you fans at home, when Mauro says shoot, he's actually talking about a wrestling takedown, a shot. Wrestlers call it a shot. In the mixed martial arts world, it's called a shoot, just so
thank you.
You guys understand.
No, but you're right, because that's exactly it.
Same terminology, just a different way of explaining it.
Is it the old tomato thing there, Trig?
It actually really is. It really is. You talk to some old timers from the state of Oklahoma about wrestling, and they talk about the double leg shoot as opposed to double leg takedown. It's,
But we don't want to call this whole thing off. We got Bustamante and Sulev here in the opening round in what has been a interesting stand-up battle, and Bustamante just got tagged with a Sulev right. But man, oh man, Bustamante really confident, staying in the pocket and taking it to Amar Sulev. But it's Sulev's hand speed now in the later stages of this first round that seem to be stepping up.
He's getting a little bit more confident. Starting to punch, he's realizing it's going to be hard for Bustamante to take him down. He's willing to throw his hands a little bit more.
Another nice low leg kick there delivered by Sulev.
Sulev is a very interesting boxing style. Hands a little bit too low for my liking. Wow, nice uppercut attempt.
Powerful right there. Did not connect, and now Sulev bobbing and waving here, but it's Bustamante who's the hunter, and Sulev is backing up, trying to maybe lead Bustamante in, and then unleash one of those rapid-fire combinations.
Wow, Bustamante's got real accurate punching. I mean, it's definitely hitting its mark.
That was a nice leg kick delivered by Sulev, trying to sap some of that power from Bustamante, attacking his lead leg. Good underhooks there, but nice uppercut by Bustamante.
Great job.
The takedown defense of Sulev frustrating Bustamante, although Bustamante continues to win the stand-up battle so far, it seems.
Bustamante's doing a great job punching out of it. He misses that takedown, and he's coming out swinging. That's what you need to do. You miss that takedown, come right back out swinging.
Bustamante's striking has been impressive, but it's a lot of single shots, while Sulev has shown the rapid-fire combinations. Interesting round of judge, Trick.
Yeah, because Sulev right now, at least this point in the round, is winning this round just because he's defended the takedown a lot more, and he's thrown a lot more punch combinations, even though he's not the aggressive one. Obviously aggressiveness, which is the last criteria, Bustamante absolutely is, hands down winning that one.
And we should inform viewers who are new to Pride Fighting Championships in Bushido that in Pride the fights are judged in their entirety. Not round by round. It's 1 10-minute round, 1 5-minute round here in Bushido. So action is paramount. Referee calling for action. Bustamante delivering, and another great combination there, just missing by Sulev. Into the final 2 minutes of the opening round.
Earlier, you mentioned the reach difference, and when you're backpedaling as Sulev is, and you're giving up such a reach difference, it can be very difficult to get inside and get off because you're always just outside of range.
Correction, we're actually into the last half minute. And there you go. 2 minutes, the fastest 2 minutes in history.
Sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen. Sometimes it's hard with the translation, getting it over to our table on what the timing is.
I think it took 20 seconds to get the translation. Bustamante being tended to, of course, that cut over his right eye being looked after is Amar Sulev, getting a sip of the good old H2O. So, again, Trig, when you look back at the opening 10 minutes, as we take a look at the replay, talk a little bit about what we saw and yet who holds the edge.
I really just think right now, as the overall criteria, it's going to be Sulev because he defended every takedown and got a lot more power punching off. It controlled the damage count on their feet with the striking. And Bustamante's doing a good job at coming in. He's just not doing enough damage with his striking at this point of the stage.
Yeah, you're right, because when you look at the criteria, effort to finish the fight by KO submission, didn't see much of that. Damage to your opponent, well, we got the cut over the right eye, but Bustamante also able to tag Sulev as we see there. But the first thing, standing combinations and ground control combinations were delivered by Sulev. And then, of course, the last, the aggressiveness. I think Bustamante was also aggressive.
He absolutely won that aggressive. He was stepping forward the entire time. As you said earlier,
and
he was doing all the hunting.
Of course, Sulev.
So it's as you can see, that's right at the end of the round. We're snapping his head back. Some great punching, and Sulev just outside of range because he is giving up 4 inches.
Amar Sulev training for this fight since April.
It's going to take us a second before the second round starts. We got to wipe Bustamante off a little bit too sweaty for the referees.
Sulev's won 2 4-man tournaments and 2 8-man tournaments in his career thus far. Has been defeated by tournament participant Phil Baroni, and the two showcasing some sportsmanship.
You get the beginning of the second round. Remember, this is just a 5-minute round. The first one was, of course, 10 minutes, twice as long.
Sulev kicks things off with a low kick, and you can expect both fighters now to turn it up a notch. Final 5 minutes of this opening round matchup of Bushido Survival 2006, the welterweight tournament.
Both guys being a little bit more aggressive now, as always.
Right hand gets through for Sulev.
Nice body shot. Sulev's doing a lot better. I wish he threw a couple more combinations at the body head, though.
Now both fighters' hands beginning to drop a bit. Nice combination going downstairs and then to the head. Good body to the head combo delivered by Sulev. Just a stick and move strategy here. Now comes in with a left hook. Good combination there delivered by Bustamante. And Trigg, you know, at this stage, when it comes to world-class fighting, with the cross-training now in mixed martial arts, it does come down to conditioning and that, you know, who's going to make the mistake. And really, when you have a 39-year-old fighter in Bustamante, 29-year-old fighter in Sulev, well, they'd probably tell you that Bustamante would probably tire first, but they're remaining in close quarters here.
And you know, the one thing about these guys that get a little bit older and still competing, like Bustamante, they're always in great cardio shape. And, you know, the young guy, you would think he would be, as you said, but you know what, right now, I got to give the edge a little bit to Bustamante as far as the shape goes.
Although Sulev did a good job of slipping that right hand, but pays for it with that right hook. Another leg kick by Sulev, and Sulev, thus far, the only combatant to go to the legs. Bustamante again with a combination.
Right, look at how Bustamante's stuck in the boundary. He's staying right in that pocket, trying to stay right in the distance the whole time.
Do you think that Sulev really doesn't respect Bustamante's punching power, however? Because the way he has his hands positioned, it's almost like, you know, just give me your best shot. It's not like he's totally respecting that punching power with the way he's positioning his hands.
You know what? I got to tell you what. I don't think it's that. I think that every big power punch that Bustamante has been throwing, he's been getting out of the way. He's missed. Bustamante's missed him with every heavy power punch. He's bobbed and weaved his way out of it. Sulev, obviously being a striker, he's got a great bob and weave position, great defense on his feet. It's not that he disrespects his hands, the hand speed.
Well,
and the hand
you
power.
see a look at Sulev's face. It is getting marked up, but it's just interesting to note that the chess match we talk about in mixed martial arts, I'm wondering what the strategy is for Sulev now, because he continues to back up, come back with rapid combinations.
When he wants to, Sulev is getting to the body, getting to the head. When he wants to throw it, he just doesn't throw it enough.
Oh, wow! Superman punch delivered there by Sulev, knocks Bustamante to the canvas.
Jeez, that was a great shot. Not following up. He needs to start kicking. Obviously doesn't want to go to the ground with Bustamante because that's going to put him right where Bustamante wants him. He needs to stay up like he is. Use his legs, start kicking his way around. Try to get a little ground and pound going on. Good job.
Into the final 2 minutes, and I can honestly say that in here, the second round, the final round of this opening round matchup of the tournament. So both fighters really have to pick things up now as Sulev gets the first knockdown against Bustamante in this second round.
And that good body shot again. Now he's starting to light up. You can see the confidence now in Sulev because he knows he rocked him a little bit. Stepping forward, Bustamante is really trying to come after it. Wow, great punch combination, although half missed. More of a chest shot than a body shot on that one. There, Bustamante finally getting another shot off.
Tries to do it, but awesome takedown defense by Amar Sulev. The balance and positioning. And frustrating the professor with his takedown defense is Amar Sulev. Into the final 60 seconds. Who wants it more?
Right now I'm giving this fight to Sulev just because he's got the clean knockdown. He's hit more power punching, getting to the body a little bit more, and great takedown defense.
Bustamante, definitely, we talk about conditioning, and we know how hard it is to be in the Bushido ring, but he definitely has to pick up the pace here if he wants to pull out the victory and try to repeat what he did in the first tournament in 2005, where he made it all the way to the finals. Amar Sulev, right now, seems to be ahead in Trigg's mind anyway.
He's got to knock him down. If Bustamante wants to get back in this fight, he's got to knock him down at least. The least he has to do is knock him down to the canvas.
Rocks him with that left jab. Wild right misses by Bustamante. And again, those That quick combination delivered by Sulev.
I'm completely surprised. I completely thought Bustamante got this to the ground and at least got a couple submission attempts and won
And
this
you can
fight.
see that kick hurt his leg as he begins to limp.
Wow. I'm really surprised. I totally thought that Bustamante got this down to the ground and at least got a ground and pound victory out of it. Sulev did a great job on his takedown defense.
Great effort from Amar Sulev, as you saw there with the final shot delivered of the fight. Bustamante began to limp a bit as he's been attacking that lead leg throughout, and you can see it there.
Finally did some damage. He could have went to that leg kicking a little bit earlier, and would have set this up earlier in the first round if he'd kicked more in the first round. Sulev did a great job. I'm really impressed with this. He had great traditional, old school amateur wrestling takedown defense that kept him in this fight. There's we see the knockdown there. Hits Bustamante right on the temple, and that's drops him down to the canvas. To get ready here for the judge's decision. Both guys, of course, showing their hand in victory.
You can see the look on Bustamante's face. He looks disappointed, Trig. Sulev almost managing a smile. Let's await the decision. Via unanimous decision, a suddenly very emotional Amar Sulev becomes the first fighter to advance to the second round of the 2006 Bushido welterweight tournament. Murilo Bustamante eliminated in round number 1.
On paper, obviously, this fight should have went to Bustamante. Had the better record. Great hands, great takedowns, great submission game on the ground. Never got to a position where we could battle it. Obviously, Sulev was coached well. He had a great training camp to keep him in shape to be able to maintain the pace. And you know what? I got to tell you what, this is neither guy should hang their head in this fight. Bustamante did a great job. Sulev was just a little bit better trained tonight.
Sulev's brother joining him in the ring celebration, posing for photographs. And Trig, we revisit the action. There's that Superman punch that delivered the only knockdown of the fight.
It was nice, clean punch. You can see it here. Knocks him right across the nose. Just a little bit of a tap. Right there is one of the other strikes. And it's just amazing. There's the elation on his face when he wins. Great job by Sulev. I was really impressed him tonight, especially with his takedown defense.
Amar Sulev becomes the first fighter to advance to the Elite 8 Bushido welterweight tournament round 2, surviving the opening round. And of course, we invite you to join us the next time we'll be on pay-per-view, and what a night of action it's going to be. Speaking of Elite 8, it's the second round of the open weight tournament. Names like Mirko Krokop, Mark Hunt, Josh Barnett, Kazuki Fujita, Hidehiko Yoshida, Fabricio Verdun, Antonio Rodrigo Nogueira, and in case you haven't heard, Pride World Heavyweight Champion Filio Emelianenko, who is supposed to be in the second round, still recovering from hand surgery. Vanderlei Silva, the Pride World Middleweight Champion, will be in the open weight tournament. It's going to be a great night of action. We hope to see you on pay-per-view July 2nd. Gregory Bushlam is 28'6'2", 183 pounds, making his debut in Bushido. Paulo Filio is 28'5'8", 183 pounds, undefeated in his career and 5-0 in Pride Fighting Championships. Another opening round matchup of Bushido Survival 06. Many believe Filio one of the favorites to go all the way. You see that tattoo on his left arm. Former boxing great Mike Tyson. Bushlam says he's going to give Filio the French touch.
No, he's not. Filio not only is a lot of guys' picks to win this whole thing, he's one of my picks to win this whole thing.
Comes out like a raging bull, attacking Bushlam. Coming off a victory over rival Murilo Ninja Hua, now inside control.
Filio is like a red-nosed pit bull. Once he gets in this position, you are never getting him out of it. He is so strong and so compact and so good technically from here. Unless something happens very strangely where he's able to get out from underneath, this is when the majority of the rest of the fight is going to be seen right here in this position.
Bushlam, a black belt in karate, a submission specialist as well, has a purple belt under Ricardo de la Riva rep David Pierre-Louis, who is widely regarded as France's #1 grappler, considered France's best welterweight, and the second French fighter to appear in Pride Fighting Championships. And actually, the other guy, Bertrand Amosu, is in his corner, part of the French top team.
Filio looks like he's getting ready, trying to slide that knee in. Maybe going for a knee mount. May slide all the way across to a full mount.
Nice block there by Bushlam. You saw that Filio was going for the full mount. Bushlam,
knees on.
bucking up. Now it's a knee on belly.
Good job.
Filio very methodical, as we saw against Murilo Ninja Hua, just smothering his opponent, doing what is necessary to control the fight. And again, putting up that left leg. Nice block there by Bushlam, but Filio.
There it is. Wow, great transition. Now, see, little breath, little relax.
Maybe thought that was a little harder than he thought it might be.
Yeah, it looked like it, but now he's in a good position.
Bushlam doing a good job of keeping his head close to Filio, but here he's eating a series of right hands. But Bushlam almost nodding his head as if to say, no, everything's okay.
When you get hit on top of the head like that, it doesn't do much damage. It's very irritating, but what it does is it compels points in the judge's mind, but as well as compelling points against you, that every time you're in this position, he's going to keep getting whacked up.
Is there a danger, however, of Filio punching himself out without really delivering much damage?
You're not using much energy in that position.
Now he's opening up with a ground and pound. Wing blocking is Bushlam.
Wow, the length.
Nice.
Whoa!
Oh, beautifully done by Bushlam. And a knee to Filio. Wow. Pride General Director Nobuhiko Takada mentioned he's been very impressed with the newcomers to Pride Fighting Championships who are appearing in this tournament. Bushlam looking for a standing Kimura, but it's a takedown. Paulo Filio.
Great takedown slam. Great to a double leg. Nice transition from the single to the double leg. Good position.
You know, Bushlam has quite the resume, however. His biggest win was against Andrei Semenov.
He's trying to sneak it in.
He's also defeated Mark Weir, reality TV star Ross Poynton. So while Pride Fighting Championships fans may not know much about Gregory Bushlam, he does have an impressive background.
Nice body shot. Those are doing a lot of damage in that position. Nice transition to the mount.
Filio's been training since the age of 5, a black belt in judo. And when it comes to Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, training under the late, great Carlson Gracie, 3 BJJ world titles, 5 Brazilian BJJ championships, and again, in control from the top position here.
Doing a great job putting him into the corner. Looks like he's trying to slide Bushlam's head right up under the ring post.
Co-founder of Brazilian top team Mario Sperry calls Filio the most physically gifted athlete he's ever worked with. Those peppering right hands, again delivered to the top of Bushlam's head. And in that corner there, from the mount, swelling up now is Bushlam, but Filio continues to rain down the lefts and rights. Some good old-fashioned ground and pound here. Although Bushlam blocking some of them, but look, now he's beginning to...
This is a bad position. Bushlam's got to get out of this mount. Just covering up in here and staying here for, all rounds not going to help you.
But he's in an unenviable position here near in the corner. Not much real estate to escape from.
He can slide his head off to his right and get his head out of that corner and start getting his feet up and escape like he did earlier.
Oh, we saw a nice escape earlier.
Needs to move his hips. See how he's just keeping his feet up in the air? That's not going to help.
He needs to definitely utilize the hip movement, explode out of there, but now the referee warning Bushlam. Filio now just picking up the pace.
See how his feet are in the air?
Fist.
With your feet in the air in this position, you're not doing any good. There's no way he's going to escape out of this position.
And it's like that game at the carnival almost, Trig. You know, you punch down the Gophers. That's almost what we saw there as Filio going to work on Gregory Bushlam. And it looks like the referee is going to restart it in the center of the ring. And this gives at least a bit of a respite to Bushlam here while they move to the center of the ring. But obviously, you know, when it comes to the guard, and now, of course, in the full mount, he definitely has to explode his hips. Easier said than done, I know, when you're dealing with the physical force of Paulo Filio.
He's in a great mount position right now. This is going to be very difficult to get out of. He's got to hope that Paulo Filio moves his hips a little bit and makes a slight mistake to get his knees back in.
He has his left arm wrapped around the back of the head of Bushlam, and some people say that that's not the best, and that's exactly why, because Bushlam is able to attempt what he just did there, but again, some good balance by Filio. And again, it goes back to the answering the phone, as some people call it.
See, it's very strange to me. Every time Paulo sits up, Bushlam brings his feet in the air. Oh, good job. Maybe Americana, maybe a Kimura here. Probably not, though, because the length difference between these two opponents. Filio's a lot shorter than Bushlam. It's going to be really hard to get any kind of arm lock on him.
But from this position, does his limbs not play into Filio's game? Is this not a disadvantage for Bushlam with the long limbs?
It depends on what position he's going for. It depends on how, like, see, this time, the leg length we saw earlier, he got out of this position. Now it's a detriment because Paulo knows what's coming.
Filio now
keeping his hips nice and tight. See, this is why he can wrap around the head. It's because his hips are so low and tight on his body.
Yeah.
On Bushlam's body, he can wrap the head. He can wrap around the head, use his arms.
Very good mount by Filio, but give Bushlam his credit as well. He's trying. He's remaining active on the bottom, as frustrating as it is for him right now. We're into the final 3 minutes of the first round now, going for the Americana.
Little high, he's a little bit high. If you see his hand is a little bit high on his forearm, and he's putting his hand down to his wrist just a little bit lower to lock this out. Looks like he switched off to half guard. Did a good job of keeping Paulo out with his long reach. He's pushing on his hip right here with Bushlam's left hand. That's going to keep Paulo out for a short period of time. You see now he finally passes.
We didn't know much about Gregory Bushlam, but what do you think of him thus far in the situation that he's in?
He's got great defense. We haven't seen much offense on him yet, so it's hard to judge anything else that he has. Paulo on top, I'd like to see him, try to swing off. The full mount obviously isn't working. I'd like to see him get to his favorite position on the side.
And that's where he is now.
And start kneeing Bushlam in the body into the head to try to loosen him up a little bit.
That right arm has it trapped there. Again, just smothering Gregory Bushlam as Paulo Filio now in the full mount again, and just delivering the lefts and rights, continuing to try to work over Bushlam again with the hip movement, but not enough power to explode and reverse. Paulo Filio now looks like setting up for an armbar.
Yep.
No, he's got him in the Americana.
Lost it.
I thought he was going to go for the near side armbar, switching the hips, but
he pinned it off. Good job, because everyone believes when you turn your hips like that, here comes the armbar, and Paulo did a good job of switching to the other side.
For sure. And that's what makes the ground game so interesting, so cerebral. There's so much going on.
Yeah, and you have to think a lot, too, when you're there. Because they're bringing him back up again.
Timeout has been called by the referee, and he's going to award a green card to Bushlam. And again, we talked about it in the opening trig. In Bushido, green cards are given for lack of action for stalling. It comes with a 10-point deduction or 10% deduction from your purse. And so Bushlam obviously being warned by the referee to pick it up here in the final 60 seconds. But for Bushlam, the saving grace is they brought the fight back to its feet.
Yep, and then Paulo bully dogged his way right into it. Now he's going to
Body lock and a takedown. Nice trip takedown there by Filio.
I want to apologize to the fans. I said we wouldn't be seeing a green card this evening, and one came out already.
And Filio back into what appears to be a half guard there, a closed half guard, or half mount, however you look at it.
He's just slat his knee one way or the other. He can get all the way to full mount if he chooses to, Paulo does. I think he's realized there's just less than a minute left. He's kind of content to stay in this position.
You know, I've been taken to task a few times, but Trick, I ask again, Paulo Filio, I know that you need to set up, you need to work. It's all about what your opponent gives you when it comes to the ground game, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. But here we have Paulo Filio, who's dominated the first round in terms of positioning and stuff. Should he be trying to do more in terms of going for the finish? That's
Absolutely.
what I ask.
As we get here to the end of the first round, I firmly believe that, Mauro. He's very aggressive on his feet. He basically, runs into you, tries to take it down as quickly as possible, gets very aggressive past the guard pass, either to the full mount, or to side mount. But then he just sits there. He doesn't do enough after he gets to that position. He really needs to do more. I would love to see him. He's always in a great position to rain down knees, and he never does it. As we see some of the first round action here, he just sat up here and bullied this kid around. He really was like a bully on a junior high school yard and didn't do enough to finish the fight.
I say that honestly because, again, we talk about a man who's been a multiple-time Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu champion. So the question then I ask is, why do you think that is? And honestly, I mean, people at home could say, I've never been in the Pride ring, obviously. But for a guy who's this talented, seeing the situations we saw him in the opening 10 minutes.
Hey, a lot of people, Paulo's won so many of his fights just by grounding and pounding, not grounding and pounding, mauling and brawling. Kind of gets on you, lays and prays, and holds you down, and doesn't move very much. And so the thing is that it's very difficult for him to change his mind to go ahead and go after the finish. Very, very hard and very, very difficult if you're not programmed to do that all the time. Now, in my case, when I compete, I'm always going for the finish. And Mario, you've seen some of my fights. It's a detriment to me sometimes. Mm-hmm. On the other end, Paulo never really goes to the finish, and it's kind of a detriment to him if it goes to a decision.
The flip side of that is then, Trig, is it because of what Bushlam was doing? Because obviously he was able to defend all right, but it was like there were opportunities. And again, I know that when you're in the ring, you're thinking constantly what you're going to do. But in a pride fight, a Bushido fight, they are scored. The first criteria, effort to finish the fight by knockout or submission. That's not a criticism. Just wondering, because Paulo Filio, obviously a dominating fighter.
Could be, you'd like to say it's nerves, but he's been here a while. This isn't like it's his first show. You'd like to say he's being conservative because he wants to make sure he gets the win, especially after you come off a series of
an
losses.
axe kick.
Wow.
Pulled out there by Gregory Bushlam.
Paulo's got to be careful now that Bushlam's finally starting to get off his striking abilities. He could catch Paulo as he runs in there.
Of course, Bushlam afforded this opportunity when Yundong Sik came up with an injury and trying to make the most of it. Some good takedown defense there by Bushlam.
He's coming in.
And a knee and a nice right hand, so Bushlam missing with that uppercut, and Filio seizing the opportunity for another takedown attempt, but we're seeing a different Bushlam so far in the second round, but there again, the brute strength of Filio.
He needs to start throwing his left knee right to his head. I mean, he's got, Bushlam's got a little bit with his right arm out there blocking it, but it's not enough. It's not enough. As you see him starting to attack the arm a little bit.
For the Kimura perhaps here.
The length is going to be really difficult. Oh, Paulo's in a better position this time. He's got all the way down to the wrist, as you can see. He's at Bushlam's wrist. He needs to pack it. He needs to bring his elbow, needs to bring Bushlam's elbow up to his ear to pack that arm.
You could see the nice strategy, though, by Bushlam grabbing his own leg there to try to thwart any attempts. So Bushlam, not his first barbecue, so to speak, Trig.
Now when it comes to submissions especially, he really knows. He's obviously been trained well. Definitely knows how to keep out of it.
A lot of his victories have come via submission, choking out Ross Poynton, the reality TV star, choking out Mark Weir, who we've seen in Pride Fighting Championships. And again, the biggest win of his career against Andrei Semenov. That took place November 2005 on a show in Russia. Now Filio, though, doing a good job again of just spreading him out.
Paulo obviously in control of this entire bout.
You see the tattoo on his neck. Veni, Veti, Vici, of course. Means I came, I saw, I conquered. And of course, Filio looking to conquer all competitors in the 2006 Bushido welterweight tournament. Now the half butterfly guard there by Bushlam. The referee is going to, again, call a timeout. And this time it's Paulo Filio who's assessed the green card. So 10% of his purse is gone. And one for Bushlam, which means 20% for him.
And here's a sad situation where I really think that Paulo Filio can win the entire tournament, even fighting like this, because you can't really do any damage to him. He controls the takedown, he gets on top of you, holds you down. You know, it's gonna be very difficult to beat him when he can get off like this.
And this, again, the dichotomy of what we face here in Pride Fighting Championships, Trig. We see 2 green cards assessed to these world-class athletes. For the fans at home, what that means is they want action, especially in Bushido. It's 15 minutes. You're expected to come into tip-top shape, which these two are. But, again, they need to go for the finish. And I know it's easier said than done, but we just saw the green cards.
Great leg kick to the head, Bush again. But, you know, also here's the thing, too, is that the really incredible thing about Pride Fighting Championships is even if you lose, but you do it aggressively and do it with a lot of heart, they're going to have you back. It's not like some organizations when you lose, you're never going to be seen again.
That's a very big
Whoa!
point. Nice takedown there.
Oh, great inside leg trip.
So obviously when we go down the criteria again with the takedowns, you know, Filio is winning this fight. I mean, it's...
On every position, every criteria, right. He's winning all 5 criteria.
But I think Gregory Bushlam thus far acquitting himself as well as can be expected against the veteran Paulo Filio, and now he's done a great job of trying to defend from the bottom, but like you say, hasn't had much in the way of offense. Started the second round with some kicks, but it's been Paulo Filio sticking to what has been his tried and true game plan throughout his career. And there is a look at the Pride World Welterweight Champion, Dan Henderson. Of course, he's looking on with vested interest as he is scheduled to enter the tournament with the rest of the 7 competitors who win at Bushido Survival 06 the first round. Now it's Bushlam trying to work for a Kimura of his own, trying to take out the left arm of Filio, but time is of the essence now, Trig.
He's got to get that arm out. That's not going to happen. Filio's just so strong in this position. He's winning this entire fight. Filio right now can just kind of hold position and try to pull it off. And honestly, I think that the best matchup, if we could see it happen and it goes all the way through the way that I would like to see it, is Dan Henderson and Filio in the finals. I think Henderson's really the only one that can stop him from taking down and controlling like he does with everything.
Referee calling for action, similar to what we saw when Filio took on Murilo Ninja Hua in his last fight here in Pride. It looks like this one is going to the judge's decision. Unless something happens here in the last half minute. Good guard pass there by Filio.
You know, knees, he could just be throwing little small peppering knees right now in this position just for some action purposes.
Now attempting the Americana on the far side. Bushlam defending well again.
It's always amazing to me how aggressive everybody gets in the last 30 seconds.
Well, we saw a little bit of everything there, and Bushlam holding his hands in victory. Maybe a moral one for the newcomer from France, but Paulo Filio, what do you think, Trig? I guess did enough to advance.
Oh, absolutely. He definitely won this fight. Well, you know, he did all the damage, did all the ground control. He had all the aggressiveness. He controlled all the takedowns. And everything was controlled by Paulo Filio, so he's definitely...
Some great sportsmanship there, being employed by both fighters. Bushlam raising the arm of Paulo Filio. Looked like Paulo Filio was almost going to smooch the Frenchman there. And
well, you know, Brazilians do get along with the French.
And let's take a look now at some of the action. Nice takedown again. Beautiful balance displayed there by Paulo Filio. And here's an attempt at an Americana. But, again, defensively, Bushlam did a great job. But it's, it's not hockey. Great defenses don't usually win here in Pride Fighting Championships. Paulo Filio advances to the Elite 8, the second round of the Bushido Welterweight Tournament with a convincing unanimous decision over Gregory Bushlam of France. Did Bushlam do enough to warrant a return visit to Bushido, Trey?
Absolutely. He fought well. He's a little overmatched. I like to see him. He's got some good striking. We didn't get a chance to see because he got smothered. I like to see him, with another guy that will stand in front and strike a little bit more. Obviously with Andre Semenov, he beat him earlier, and there's some other guys that I think he do very, very well with here in Pride. I'd definitely like to see him come back, Bushlam.
He improves to 6-0 in Pride Fighting Championships. has yet to taste defeat in his professional mixed martial arts career. Paulo Filio of Brazilian top team. Again now going to the Frenchman's corner. There's Bertrand Amusu with the glasses, who we saw fight in Pride Fighting Championships.
You know, one of the things, the fans at home, that because you can't, if you get a chance ever, come to a Pride show live. It's one of the most amazing things you'll ever see is the fact that the ring girls in Pride are absolutely the best in the mixed martial arts world.
There's some ground and pound, and again, we called it the gopher punch. Those hammer fists to the head of Gregory Bushlam, and Paulo Filio cruises to round 2 of the 2006 Bushido welterweight tournament. Hey, don't forget, for all the Pride Fighting Championships DVDs for merchandise, if you want to find out more about your favorite fighter, all you have to do is log on to the newly revamped PrideFC.com. PrideFC.com. Paulo Filio apologizing to us here now, but you know, he has really nothing to apologize for. But it's interesting to note, though, see? And that's what I talk about to the crowd trick, that even the fighters at times, he obviously wanted to finish his fight.
I'm kind of lucky because I do get to talk to a lot of these guys, Mon. You, of course, we get to see these guys backstage. We get to do interviews with them before. We see him all the time. And he actually told me earlier that he wanted to be a little bit more aggressive in this fight. He wanted to come out there and get after it, and he just wasn't happy with his performance. As you can see him apologizing in the camera now. He wants to be more aggressive. He knows what the people are saying about him, and the fans want to see him. And for him to win this tournament in a spectacular fashion, of course, is everybody's dream, but I think it's a little bit more important to make sure that he wins the tournament instead of trying to change his style.
There comes a time in every fighter's life when a fight becomes critical.
Critical countdown. Absolutely.
Oh, he might get this.
He's on the ground.
Pride Fighting's second round of its 2006 openweight tournament.
They're just swinging for the fences.
Only 8 of the world's best fighters remain.
Oh, my God. That's it.
It's over.
Who will survive? Critical countdown. Absolutely.
Premiering Sunday, July 2nd on pay-per-view.
I definitely respect him, but he's in the way of my dream. And somebody's got to lose, so I worked my ass off to make sure it's not me. So I'm sure he's prepared for war. I'm prepared for war in hell. So let's do it.
Joe is very tough fighter. Good takedown and good pound. Top position keep.
Obvious chinks are chin. Obvious chinks. We're gonna try to expose that. We've already seen a weakness there, so we're gonna try to expose that. He looks very hard to finish submission-wise, so we're not even gonna really jack around with that game. We're just gonna go for trying to lay some power on him.
But me 2 times lose, no damage. Remember. Down, but me. I hope more fight this downtime. No damage my chin.
I'd first off very humbled, very respectful of my opponents, a very nice and easygoing guy. But when it's time to compete, man, you're in my way. You're standing in my way of my dreams and my aspirations. I've got I got a family, and I'm fighting for pride, man. I'm fighting for Mexican love. I'm fighting for my culture. I'm fighting for my family. I have a lot of heart, and I'm ready to show the Japanese people out there what an Aztec warrior is.
Joey Dream Smasher Viasenor is 36 feet tall, 183 pounds, his first appearance in Bushido. Rio the Shark Chonan is 29, 5'9", 183 pounds, 3-3 in Pride Fighting Championships. And Trig, there's Dan Henderson, And if you can't beat them, you might as well join them. Ryo the Shark Chonan, after being knocked out by Henderson in Bushido, the tournament in September of 2005, went to California to train with the world welterweight champion. Also went to Oregon to train with other members of Team Quest. You can see he's added some size, and it'll be interesting to see how he fares against the newcomer, Joey Villasenor.
Of course, you heard me earlier. I'm picking Joey as my dark horse winner. I think this will be a very tough matchup for both guys.
Joey Villasenor has been under the proverbial microscope from the big leagues for a long time. Put together a 15-0 record in King of the Cage, and has finally realized his dreams, part of the pun, of making it to Pride Fighting Championships here in this first round tournament matchup. And he nails Chonan with that right hook.
Quick hands. Wow.
Good counter there.
Yeah. Both guys doing a great job off the bat, countering and throwing back.
Nice high head kick there delivered by Ryo Chonan.
Joey's very patient, very calm. Will pick his spots. He's not going to be over aggressive.
The crowd here at the Saitama Super Arena cheering on Ryo Chonan. Nice overhand right.
It's a little weird the way Chonan throws his punching. He always dips his head a little bit, throws with vicious intent every punch, but always has his head down, kind of not looking where he's aiming.
Over-under Greco-Roman clinch now employed by Villasenor.
Great shoulder strike by Joey.
And Chonan comes back with a knee strike. Chonan suffered his first knockout loss ever against Phil Baroni at Bushido 8 in July of 2005. Of course, knocked out by Henderson, as we mentioned, in his next fight, and he said, okay, this is enough. I got to go to America and put on some strength, some size. And that's what he's done. And this is the first look at the new Ryo Chonan against Joey Villasenor. And of course, Villasenor, in the interviews we did, told us that he definitely wants to test Chonan's chin.
He thinks Chonan has a weak chin because he's been knocked out a couple of times, but he's been knocked out by two of the most powerful punchers there are out there. Baroni and Henderson. So you can't really use that as your measuring stick for a guy's chin.
Interestingly enough, in Villasenor's first fight, as a nice middle kick there delivered by Chonan, his first fight in Japan was in April of 2006, as he defeated one of Chonan's teammates in Team Martial Arts Devils, Yuya Shirai, and he said that he learned how to fight in Japan from that matchup because he said he suffered from jet lag, had a nagging injury, so he came in a few days early to prepare for his Bushido debut. Get acclimated to the time difference. Nice left hook by Villasenor.
Great job. That's weird because when I was competing and traveling, I always wanted to come in just before the event, just enough time to make weight and compete. I don't want to be here too long before an event because jet lag always catches me later than it does earlier. But each athlete's a little bit different. Joey, obviously knowing his body, wanted to come in a couple days early this time.
Villasenor hailing from Albuquerque, New Mexico.
Aztec Warrior.
The Aztec Warrior, indeed, exchanging here with Ryo Chonan. Of course, a member of Jackson Submission Fighting, says he credits his training partners for the reason he's been so successful thus far in his career. He trains with the likes of Diego Sanchez, Keith Jardine, Nathan Marquardt, and Mike Van Arsdale. Shoots out that jab again. Definitely Chonan seems a lot more comfortable in his stand-up in this, the opening round, Trig.
A lot more comfortable than he used to be in the past. By now, he's usually panicking, trying to step in and get this to the ground.
Nice overhand right there by Villasenor. Follows it up with a kick, but Chonan comes back with a right of his own. Great first few minutes of this first round tournament matchup between Joey Villasenor with the nice outside low leg kick and Ryo the Shark Chonan. And I think that one did hurt as you saw Chonan raise that leg as if to say, okay, you got my attention.
Joey's doing a good job of anytime Chonan gets set, he's throwing. I'm really impressed with Villasenor's defense on his feet and never letting Ryo get. Oh,
nice
great
spinning back fist. Unbelievable knee to the gut by Chonan. Joey Villasenor delivering some fireworks here in round number one. If he had any butterflies, they've definitely flown away. For Joey Villasenor looks very calm, cool, and collected in the Bushido ring in his debut. Chonan missing with the uppercut. You can hear Pride World Welterweight Champion Dan Henderson screaming out encouragement and instructions to Chonan from ringside. Nice kick there by Chonan.
Oh, wow, great right sneaking through by Viasenor.
Halfway through round number 1. It's been total stand-up action here between Viasenor and Chonan. Viasenor delivering a high head kick that Chonan backs away from. Dan Henderson, nice middle kick delivered by Chonan. Henderson yelling out offense to Chonan, wants him to press the action.
Both guys got to start throwing more combinations. They're just throwing one punches now, one kicks. They got to start throwing combos.
Double up, indeed, those single shots. And there's Chonan with a flying knee and catches him with a right.
No,
and a left.
Joey's not rattled. Viasenor doesn't get rattled every time he gets hit. I love his patience in here. Sitting in the pocket, doesn't get stung.
Very exciting stand-up war we are seeing here in round number 1 between Viasenor and Chonan. Styles make fights, and these two are delivering tie clinch, and now into the Greco-Roman clinch goes Viasenor. But look at Chonan, back him up into the corner.
Obviously, this is part of the training. Got picked up with Henderson because he's stepping in, got a nice low body grip, nice knees to the thighs, trying to keep motion.
Isn't that the way of mixed martial arts, though, Trig? The camaraderie. I mean, he could face Dan Henderson in this tournament, and yet Henderson helping him with some training. He spent a month in the United States, and now Villasenor turning the tables on Chonan. But that's what makes MMA the greatest sport in the world. Is, you know, they go in there trying to beat each other, but there's nothing but mutual respect. And a nice takedown by Villasenor.
Wow, good job. And the thing is, too, is that you got to remember that Dan wasn't just teaching Rio how to fight. Rio was teaching Henderson how to fight as well. So both guys learned from each other. Whatever their special tactics were, they were teaching it to each other.
Nice shoulder strike by Villasenor from Chonan's closed guard. And now our first look at what Villasenor can do on the ground. Has a background in submission fighting. Good put. Into the final 3 minutes of the first round. Villasenor trying to control Chonan's legs. Has him in the corner. Might try a jump kick here. He's definitely that head kick. Villasenor coming to put on a show, Trig.
A lot of back spinning, a lot of back stuff. He's doing a really good job of spinning, turning his angles, being really aggressive.
Been very, very calm, very controlled here in the first round. Now from the open guard, another shoulder strike, and the referee will restart them in the center of the ring. Villasenor trained at 11,000 feet in the Sandia Mountains. Sandia means watermelon in his native Albuquerque, New Mexico. So he definitely is conditioned for a war here.
Did you say watermelon?
Well, that's what it means. I'm because when the sun sets in that area, it turns a watermelon color. Hey, I'm trying to deliver, some geographical facts here for the fans. Final 2 minutes of round 1, and Chonan now from the bottom delivering some shots. Villasenor, working from the open guard, decides to, let's bring this back up to our feet, shall we? Comes back with the left hand.
Joe's going to be more aggressive down here. He can't just sit here and expect something to work for him. He's got to start kicking. There we go. He's got to start throwing these legs. He's got to move out of his position. Right now, Joey's in complete control of what's happening right now.
And the referee finally steps in and will bring them back up to their feet. Outside low leg kick executed by Chonan. Oh, nice overhand right. You could hear the snap here at ringside.
That was one of those you needed to follow up with 2 more punches right after it. Could have put Joey down.
Final minute of what has been a very entertaining opening 10 minutes of action between Ryo Chonan of Japan and the United States, debuting Joey Dream Smasher Villasenor. Dan Henderson calling for the takedown. Good defense.
Nice.
Now going for the guillotine, but slipping out, and now we get to see Viasenor on his back into the last 30 seconds here. Chonan trying to maybe pass that guard, delivering the right.
Wow, great job.
Kazuo.
Good guard pass.
I don't know if you could ask for a better opening 10 minutes of action, Trig. Chonan and Joey Viasenor. Kick by Chonan. Now goes for his back. But time is running out in this opening 10 minutes. 2 seconds left. And oh my goodness, wow.
That was a great ending. You know what? Now here's the deal. This is one of those things where who has the pace now coming in? Rio pushed the pace at the end of the fight, coming back in the second round. His confidence level is going to be stepped up. He knows now that if he pushes the pace, he can get Viasenor on the ground. But Viasenor has to draw back on the middle of the first round where he knew he was in complete control of the fight. We got to see what these guys' corners are telling each other in the start for the second round.
So the question is, Mr. Trigg, after that very entertaining 10 minutes, who do you think is winning this fight?
Do you want me on the fence or off the fence?
I want you off the fence.
I'm going to have to give it to Chonan because he's doing a lot more damage right at the end. The last 10-15 seconds, he was winning the fight because he pushed the pace. And that's what the judges are going to remember is that last little bit of the round.
Well, there's a look at some of the great action.
Close.
Definitely very close. Look at this flying knee attempt, of course. Didn't really get to the target, but both of them showcasing some of their more explicit skills, if you will. We saw a spinning back fist, a spinning back kick by Viasenor. That's what the mixed martial arts are all about, and definitely this last 5 minutes, it's anyone's fight. There's Greg Jackson, and let's take a look here now, Trig.
Good attempt right here, trying to bring him down to the guillotine.
And Viasenor doing a good job of going to his back.
Yeah, absolutely, saving himself the trouble of having to sit in there.
Chonan and Viasenor meet at the center of the ring. Overhand right by Viasenor, just coming through Chonan. Chonan not backing up, however, coming back with his own now into the over-under Greco-Roman clinch, and a knee delivered by Viasenor.
Chona's got to get off the ring. Got to get his butt off the ring ropes right now.
Chonan needs to circle away from those ring ropes. Comes back with a knee. Maybe you can pick up words from Pride World Welterweight Champion Dan Henderson, who is imploring Chonan to definitely circle away from the ropes. Viasenor doing a good job of keeping him in the corner as well, and the stalemate will now be broken up by the referee. Chonan and his mad teammates, you can hear Kazuo Nakamura. Nice combination there. Punch kick combination by Chonan. Nakamura shouting out instructions. There you see him.
Wow, great hook. Whoa, oh, steps in with a nice hard right too. He's really starting to get more aggressive here, Chonan. He's really starting to pick up the pace.
Trying to get the body lock. Chonan, would it be wise for Chonan at this stage, of course, from this position, to take him down as he now employs these shoulder strikes?
Absolutely, because at the end of the first round, he controlled the pace, passed the guard, and started doing a really good job of grounding and pounding. If he keeps it, he just fell back. That's not, that wasn't a good attempt at all.
Definitely played in the favor of Joey Viasenor. Comes back with shoulder strikes of his own.
Chonan needs to get out of it. He needs to get his arms, he needs to start pummeling, get his hands inside, and get his knees back up. He's got to get out of this position. This is
Joey Viasenor definitely employing those shoulder strikes to his advantage, really using everything in his arsenal, trying to pass the guard now on his feet.
Nice job.
On his feet.
For all you new fighters out there, you got to push the pace when the guy's down in front of you.
Nice right hook by Chonan. We're into the final 3 minutes of what has been a very entertaining fight. Chonan misses with the uppercut, catches him with the left hook. And Viasenor can take a shot. Villasenor now presses it in. Chonan catches the kick, and the nice trip takedown.
There we go. I thought he had a guillotine for a second, Senor there, but he's out of it. Now, Chonan's going to go right back to what worked at the end of the first round. He's going to sit all the way up, posture him, start throwing.
Into the final 2.5 minutes, Chonan beginning to pick it up here, but still anybody's fight, although Chonan is definitely in the enviable position, working from the top position on Joey Villasenor. Looking to pass to go to side control, stuck in the half guard here.
If you look at Chonan's head, he's got to switch it to the other side of Villasenor's body, actually get out of this half guard position. As long as he keeps his head on this side on this side of his body and his foot in there, he's never going to get out of the half guard.
2 minutes away from finding out who will move on to round number 2 of this 2006 Bushido welterweight tournament. Joey Villasenor in his debut, Rio the Shark Chonan, coming back from America, a new and improved fighter, Trig.
Did a great job. Obviously, his training's paying off. I'm really impressed with his shape and his body size. He put on a lot of muscle mass while he was gone.
Backward roll there by Villasenor, but now to the butterfly guard. That was an open guard now.
That was great defense on Villasenor. He was completely passed. He had no way of getting back in the guard. Just rolled with the momentum, turned himself back in the guard again. Great job.
You could see that Villasenor, and quickly Chonan puts that left arm behind Villasenor, turns into him. Nice reversal, and back on their feet they are. Left hook by Villasenor. And this is where he can definitely get back into the fight, into the final 60 seconds.
I think right now that Chonan's winning this fight. He's got to be careful, though, because Villasenor is really throwing for the fences.
And Villasenor has to swing for the fences. Nice takedown defense by Villasenor. Misses with that left, but hits with a right high kick.
He's coming out swinging. Great job on Villasenor. Misses. Oh, good striking by both guys.
Misses with the uppercut. Chonan wants to just settle the pace, maybe believing that this is his fight. Villasenor definitely pushing the action. We are into the final 30 seconds of what has been a tremendous tilt.
Great job. Joey might have just pulled this fight out by putting Chonan on his back right now.
Now it's Villasenor just reining in the lefts and rights.
Really aggressive, still in great shape, coming with everything that he has. This is how you're going to win a fight if it's close, like this fight truly
is. Nice up kick by Chonan, and Villasenor misses with that kick.
That down kick by Villasenor could have been a great
fight. Fans, you cannot ask for anything more. A tremendous fight here in this first round matchup between Rio the Shark Chonan and Joey Dream Smasher Villasenor. And Villasenor has his hands raised in victory. Rio Chonan being looked after by his corner mates. You see Nakamura. What a fight, Trig.
Very close.
One of those times, of course, where it's definitely nice not to be a judge.
Either way this fight goes, you can give it to either guy.
Oh, for sure.
Legitimately, this is a great. If Joey wins or he loses, did a great job in his first time here in Pride. As you look at some of the replays, and Chonan, of course, the new and improved Chonan is much better than he has been in the past.
Regardless of the outcome, Joey Dream Smasher Villasenor has definitely proven his worth, and I'm sure we'll be getting an opportunity to return to the land of the rising sun here. As what a fight for both fighters.
Remember, I picked Joey Villasenor as my dark horse winner tonight. So,
and this guy unleashed everything in his arsenal. It was a very well-rounded fight. There's a look at Chonan, and now let's go to the official decision.
Judge Adachi, Joey. Judge Kobayashi, Chonan. Judge Todori, Chonan.
We said it could have been anybody's fight. A split decision goes to Rio the Shark Chonan.
Great job. I'm really, really happy with the way, because sometimes when someone comes into a big event like Pride for the first time after a real long win streak, they freeze up. Joey Villasenor will be seen back here in Pride. He's an absolutely amazing competitor. I'm really impressed with his fight game and his fight style, but I'm even more impressed with the way Rio Chonan went with Henderson, learned some of the game from Henderson, put on some muscle mass, got in great shape, and has learned really how to fight now. He's really learned instead of being that open.
There you see dangerous Stan Henderson, Pride World Welterweight Champion. Of course, there's Chonan with his belt that he won in deep. not too long ago. In fact, it was in February of 2006 that he beat Ryuta Sakurai for the deep middleweight title. But you're right, Joey Dream Smasher Villasenor, if there was such a thing where a loser in a fight actually ends up winning, fans and an opportunity to come back to Pride, this was it. Joey Dream Smasher Villasenor, we'll see more of him, I'm sure.
아우고노 186cm 82.5kg
Gegard Musashi's 26'1", 183 pounds, making his debut in Pride Fighting Championships.
176cm 82.3kg Takimoto
Makoto Takimoto's 31'5'7", 183 pounds. He's 2-2 in Pride. You see Hidehiko Yoshida in the background, the head of Yoshida Dojo and a gold medalist himself in 1992. Mousasi, the youngest competitor in this tournament, 20 years of age, a former Dutch junior national amateur boxing champion, was 14-1 in amateur boxing with 10 knockouts, 4-0 in Muay Thai with 3 knockouts, 1-1 in his MMA career with 8 first-round KOs. Something tells me he's going to serve up a smorgasbord of strikes.
Virtual cornucopia. I have cartons of milk in my refrigerator older than Musashi. This kid, it's amazing how young these guys are getting now that are able to compete in MMA.
Nice counter there by Takimoto as Musashi missed with the right. Takimoto goes for the takedown. Of course, you cannot hold on to the ring ropes. Referee admonishing Musashi. Takimoto able to secure the takedown on the much bigger Musashi, who comes into this fight with a 6-inch height advantage.
And the thing is that those height advantages and those reaches are the best when you're on your feet in a striking position. When you're on the ground, you can nullify a long reach very easily. It's hard to get some of the submissions, but you can really stop that long range.
Takimoto, close quarters here now with Musashi. Nice reversal bout, maybe going for the arm bar. There he is, he's securing the arm bar on Musashi.
Now
but good escape by Musashi.
This is where the length comes into play. That long arm is way off. Oh, has his back.
Gets the hooks in and rains down the left hands. Musashi turtling up here. Nice escape by Musashi from the arm bar, and now going to work from the back mount. Trying to secure the rear naked choke here. Takimoto doing a good job of turning away. But now it looks like he may be slipping it in here, Trig.
It's on his face. It's not underneath his chin. He's okay. He's all right now. Takimoto needs to get his back on the mat, get his back down to the canvas. Got to get these hooks out. This is not a good position to be in with a striker.
Smashing him now with those right hands. Takimoto. Nice. Again, when you got the hooks in. Thwarts any attempt at the backdoor escape, and Takimoto now wants to just escape, period, as they are in the corner.
I really enjoy the Pride fights because they get the camera right up there against the ring ropes and get close-up looks of the guys' faces as you can see from the bottom position what happens to them.
No one comes close to touching the production values of Pride Fighting Championships. It begins with the opening ceremony and continues throughout the fights. And we're bringing it right into your living room there. A close-up look. Again, Musashi trying to maneuver. And now this could, there you see Yoshida looking on. And from this position, though, he has to be careful because if he doesn't have the tight grip with the hooks, Takimoto could turn into him. But it's Musashi continuing to work for the choke.
Musashi did a good job of keeping his back. He's got his legs in. Nice hook position. So you can see how his knees popping out. It's a little bit loose now. Takimoto really needs to slid out of this. He needs to get his back off the mat as much as he can.
Musashi now doesn't have the hooks in anymore, but now will secure them as they back to the back mount. But again, he rolls them over. But Takimoto doing a good job of defending the choke, but not much else. And he's in danger as the referee looks on.
He's got to turn out of this position. He needs to continue to move until he can get his chest, so he can get back chest to chest with Musashi. Takimoto does. He needs to either get his back on the canvas and get his hip slid away, or right now he can actually spin into him if he can free a hand.
Musashi, with, as we mentioned, extensive boxing training, has only lost once in 14 MMA fights and earned a slot in this tournament in April of 2006 when he beat Hidetada Iri via technical knockout on a show in Japan in April in the Deep promotion. That earned him the ticket to Bushido Survival 06, the opening round, and he continues to control from the back. Now goes to work with the strikes.
It's in my personal opinion, it's much better to have a guy mounted on you than fully with hooks and on a back mount on you. And this is what the position we're in right now.
Well, it's because Takimoto has no vision, no visual. It's everything's coming at him from the back. So definitely a good position for Musashi to be in. But whether or not he's able to take advantage of said position remains to be seen. As again, you can see from that vantage point, does not have the choke.
Doing a good job of maintaining the back position, holding in, keeping the hooks, and keeps getting back on top.
And they right now are in Takimoto's corner, which actually will be his eyes. Since there's close quarters, he can hear Hidehiko Yoshida yell out the instructions. So the one saving grace for Takimoto while he's controlled from the back is that they are in the Takimoto corner.
Yeah, absolutely. And the thing is that Musashi needs to push his hips in more, get Takimoto on his belly and flatten him out, push him right down, and then Takimoto needs to get his back to the canvas and start facing Musashi as quickly as possible.
5 minutes have elapsed in the opening round. Hidehiko Yoshida looking on, wondering if his protege Takimoto will be able to escape the circumstances he finds himself in right now. Musashi again at 6'1", taking on the 5'7" Takimoto. Musashi at only 20 years of age, earning the right to fight in Bushido, and the referee now is going to bring them back to a standing position. You can see a mouse developing over the right eye of Takimoto, who was issued a green card, and both of them, in fact, get the green card. So that'll be 10%. Wow, there's a big bump there developing over the right eye of Takimoto, and that will definitely be looked at by the medical staff here at Pride Fighting Championships.
He should be fine. It's just swelling in the eye that happens when you get punched like that. It's not that shouldn't be that big a deal. He should be fine. As long as his vision is okay and he can still see, they should let the fight continue.
And he's being asked right now if that vision is okay. They're doing the quick eye examination.
Here's my question. If I speak English and the ref speaks Japanese and he asks me a question, how can I answer him?
Well, thankfully, in this case, Mr. Trigg, they're both Japanese. Case closed. And there is Hidehiko Yoshida, along with the head official of Pride Fighting Championships, Yuji Shimada, probably conveying the information about what is happening here as they continue to examine the right eye of Makoto Takimoto.
Oh, they're bringing Ishida over into the corner with him.
And of course, this gives Gegard Musashi an opportunity to catch a breather. They're having a conversation here now. Ishida eats it and backs up, and now comes in with a flurry of strikes of his own. Oh, and that right put him on the canvas momentarily, and Ishida trying to shake it off.
Oh, he got hit again. Great job. Oh, right to the guillotine. He's got to be careful here.
He gets the takedown, but you're right, he's got that guillotine choke. The arm isn't trapped, so it is sunk in there.
He's got his hand in his crotch, so Ishida's got his hand in Aurelio's crotch. He can push himself out if he needs to. He's got to get his head popped out.
He's attempting to do just that. Ishida needs to escape here, but Aurelio, again, submissions are his bread and butter. Although Ishida does a great job of escaping. And of course, this leads to now Ishida being in the guard of Aurelio. And Aurelio having exerted that energy trying to win the fight with the guillotine.
If he pulls out and he get caught in the arm bar, he's got to keep his head, he's got to chest to chest or posture all the way up.
Aurelio doing a good job of controlling his head from the bottom, however. Of course, you control the head, you control the body, and Aurelio definitely in his domain here. Nice strike by
Great top
Ishida.
striking, my goodness.
The high guard there momentarily, and now Ishida posturing, but eats a strike from the bottom. Ishida trying to break away now, create that ever important distance, but you're right, look at this now, maybe in trouble of armbar from the bottom.
Golly gee, I'm impressed by his top position. Which way he's throwing these strikes now, it's amazing.
Looking for the guard pass, but it's Aurelio controlling the wrist. Misses with that left hand.
I mean, this is typical wrestling fashion. He's just definitely grounding and pounding and trying to just keep busy on top. Ishida's doing a great job.
Now it's Ishida and Aurelio, a knee from Aurelio. Back on their feet. You can always expect excitement from the lightweights. 161-pound weight class, the world lightweight champion Takanori Gomi taking in the action from ringside. And Yoshida, the wrestler, with the nice throw takedown.
Great job. You know, this is definitely scoring points. I'm a little nervous for him, though, because Aurelio's so good.
Working the rubber guard.
If he pulls his ankle in front of Ishida's face, he's going to get the omoplata, the shoulder lock.
Open half guard, and now into the half butterfly. Aurelio goes to the full guard now, but Ishida doing great work, like you said, Trigg, from the guard, coming back with those right hands. Oh, some hammer fists now from Ishida. Wow, the unpredictable world of mixed martial arts. Aurelio coming off the biggest win of his career, defeating the world lightweight champion in a non-title affair, but having all he can handle here from Mitsuhiro Ishida.
Well, it's amazing. And a lot of it's got to do with his balance, with Ishida on the ground, with his balance, his wrestling background. It makes it very difficult to submit a guy that's so aggressive. He's going to keep throwing punches at you from every position. Wow, the flexibility of his hips.
Looking for the guard pass, and again, just rushing. Aurelio now looking for his own guillotine choke, but the arm is trapped. Doesn't have it there.
Whoa, oh my goodness!
Flashing into the mount. Wow!
Oh, that's great. What a head and arm throw.
And the fans of the Saitama Super Arena are electrified by the action they are seeing from Mitsuhiro Ishida, member of T-Blood, a stablemate of Tatsuya Kawajiri.
Great job. Aurelio's doing a great job of surviving out there. He landed head first in that head and arm throw. Absolutely amazing hip position.
And talk about hip position, looking to sweep here. And now Ishida may be looking for a far side Kimura. Gomi just sitting there taking it all in.
Ishida cannot stay in this position if he wants to win this fight. Aurelio needs to keep him down to be able to score some more points to get back in this fight, because right now I really have Ishida winning this competition.
And now Aurelio from a standing position in the base there. Ishida, you're right, in a rather interesting position there along the ropes. And there's a timeout's been called as they adjust Ishida's glove. And they are right in front of the American top team corner in that vicinity. Ricardo Laborio.
Aurelio is really breathing really hard right now. He's spending a lot of energy.
He's been in a war thus far, and you can see Ishida, conversely, not breathing hardly at all. I mean, breathing enough to live.
Yeah, basically. It looks like he's just woke up off the couch. If you get a little replay here, great exchange. Nice, right there, a nice head and arm throw, just as Aurelio was driving in, turns his hip and throws him to the ground.
And capitalizes on the takedown with the flurry of strikes as we now go back to the live action. And Ishida, great positioning by Mitsuhiro Ishida, utilizing all of his wrestling techniques while Aurelio tries to work for the arm now from the bottom.
Did a good job pushing the pace, maintaining position all the time, using incredible balance. We take a look here at Gomi. He's
had the butterfly guard there. Now the up kick by Ishida. Very tenacious.
It's almost like for every one punch Aurelio lands, Ishida lands two or more.
Ishida looked very impressive in his Bushido debut at Bushido 10. Has only lost twice in his career. Once to the very dangerous Shaolin Ribeiro. In fact, he compared Ribeiro and to Aurelio.
Wow.
And here's Ishida continues to unload. I guess in Portuguese it's Ibejo. But now Ishida, just look at this positioning trick.
He's every position. He's beating the punch. He's constantly aggressive. Always moving around. Aurelio's really not sure what to do with him right now. Just trying to maintain position. Just trying to survive as he's pushing away. And he looks to be getting so exhausted.
Well, with the frenetic activity by Ishida, there is no wonder, as he's been very, very active from the top. And you can see that it's taking its toll on Marcus Aurelio. But again, never discount the Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu wizard, as just when you think you may be in total control from this position, Aurelio has definitely defeated many an opponent.
He can definitely, he's really just a hit position away and one limb catch away from submitting somebody and this fight being over. Always dangerous, always have to be careful. Ishida really is just winning with just being so aggressive. He really doesn't really know how to maintain and handle, stop him, slow him down. He can't control him really.
Into the final 60 seconds of what has been a round dominated for the most part by Mitsuhiro Ishida, although Aurelio now continues to maneuver from the bottom. Looking for what could be the setup to the triangle here, but Ishida pulls out as he's looking for the armbar.
Oh, right back in. He's in a triangle right now. He's got the position.
Nice escape by Ishida. Wow.
Amazing. Great back strength. Incredible head position.
And give Aurelio credit, constantly also working and maneuvering, looking to position for another submission attempt, knowing that he has to do something here as we are into the final half minute of the opening round. But I don't think, again, the conditioning is a problem for Ishida, even though he's been absolutely perpetual motion here thus far.
Yeah, Aurelio, though, is still so dangerous. He really has to be careful. We saw just a couple seconds ago how many different submission attempts he has. So many different positions.
Ishida, the reigning Shudo Pacific welterweight champion, turning in a championship performance in the opening 10 minutes. And you know Aurelio frustrated on the bottom, making his way back to the corner, and the crowd cheering on the efforts of Mitsuhiro Ishida.
Great job at both guys in the very beginning, and Ishida just kind of seemed to pick up the pace. Ishida just kind of seemed to push it a little bit more and Gift got after it. If you take a look at the corner from where we see here, Ishida is standing in his corner and Aurelio sitting on a stool.
And Aurelio seems to be definitely trying to catch his second win in that corner. Ishida, as we look at the action of the opening round, Trig, definitely is in control right now.
Just absolutely aggressive. I mean, it's one of the most beautiful things I think I've ever seen of having a wrestler come in and just keep pushing the pace and pressing everything that's going on. And it's just his aggressive behavior, his great balance on his feet that's keeping him in this fight and really frustrating Aurelio. But as we see the head and arm throw, again, Aurelio did a great job of getting himself back into guard and surviving this fight. And really, at the end, having 3 or 4 different submission attempts. As you can see, almost an armbar here, switches into a triangle lock. Ishida really having to move his body around, as he rolls back in this triangle lock to keep himself from getting submitted.
Aurelio's done a lot of boxing training with 1976 Olympic gold medalist Howard Davis Jr. I didn't think I'd find myself saying this, but after what we saw in the 10 minutes of the opening round, Trig, would it be wise for Aurelio maybe to try to keep this standing?
You know what? I got to agree with you. It is kind of a weird thing to hear us say this, but Aurelio needs to keep this on his feet for a little bit and try to... The frustration from Gomi at this point has to be huge. Just because he can't believe how easy it was. How easy it was to defend against a guy like this just with the wrestling background. See, Aurelio's really, really flat-footed. You can see how he's laboring with his stepping. Ishida's moving back and forth, more like a little bumblebee around him. It definitely shows to how tired somebody comes in beginning the second round.
Ishida is definitely the fresher of the two fighters, and that could definitely play in his favor here in the final 5 minutes. Again, a reminder for Bushido, there's 1 10-minute, 1 5-minute round, so time a factor here for Marcus Aurelio. Ishida takes the shoot, or shot, if you will.
Very long and rangy, Aurelio is. Just start throwing some punches. Get that jab off a little bit. Because the worst thing that happens is it goes to the ground with him on the bottom, which is where he wants to be anyway. So why not take the risk of throwing some punches, throwing some jabs, getting some leg kicks out there just to see if he can't mix it up a little bit.
You can see referee Yuji Shimada in the background looking to the judges. That's who he looks for to see whether or not he needs to implore them to get busy. You heard him scream out action. And again, in Bushido, there's the green card. Single leg and turns it into a takedown, but right into the guillotine choke again.
Dangerous position. Every time you shoot on a guy like Aurelio, he's looking for that guillotine choke. And this is dangerous, man. It's a long. You don't want to be in this position for too long.
He's got the guard
nice
close
job.
and again able to pop out. Mitsuhiro Ishida becoming a national hero here in Japan with his performance thus far against Marcus Maximus Aurelio, who again pulled off the biggest win of his career, beating world lightweight champion Takanori Gomi in his last fight. The lightweight picture definitely becoming cloudy here with Ishida putting his name into the hat.
It's very strange to have a guy have such a dominating fashion over one of the best guys in the sport, and then come on and really be getting dominated, honestly, by somebody that's also in the top 10, but a lower ranking guy.
And he's busy here. Look at Ishida raining in those hammer fists. And the fans counting in unison, getting behind their fighter Ishida here in Japan, Saitama Super Arena. You can see Aurelio as well, Trig, again, trying to maneuver. And again, right into position here. High guard. But with the perspiration now, it's going to become harder and harder as the bodies are slick with sweat. Not going to be an easy target for Marcus Aurelio, who definitely needs to pull something out here as Ishida posturing, creating the distance, reining in those strikes, connecting.
Really going after it. Like to see Ishida start doing a couple body blows. He's doing a great job of pushing through, really getting after, keeping a good posture. He's got to be real careful. Once again, every time you turn around, Aurelio's right back into another submission.
Continues to maneuver. We are into the final 2 minutes, so not only does Aurelio have to be cognizant of Ishida, but time becoming his biggest enemy here. But he's also trying to stay busy on the bottom. Ishida just unloading. His conditioning is incredible.
He obviously has trained very, very hard in all of his cardio game. Definitely knows how to go heavy and hard. You like to say typical of that old wrestling fashion, old wrestling style where you keep coming after it the entire time. And he's doing a great job of his ground and pound.
And whether or not Aurelio did say those comments about this being an easy fight for him, obviously it motivated Ishida because he has been a bulldog throughout this fight.
Wow.
And here we see it again.
3 unanswered blows right to Aurelio's head.
We are into the final minute. March 2006, Marcus Aurelio upset world lightweight champion Takanori Gomi. Are we in for what many people might believe to be an upset here at Bushido Survival 06?
Whether these punches are hurting him or not makes no difference. He's scoring so many points with the judges and the referees right now.
You saw Ishida take a quick peek at the clock. We are into the final 30 seconds.
Aurelio just doesn't have any answer for him at all right now. She has just completely controlled the entire fight up to this point.
Aurelio's a submission magician. He needs to make one appear here very, very quickly.
Unfortunately, I don't think there's going to be any rabbit in his hat tonight.
Ishida, an unbelievable performance. And the crowd erupts here at the Saitama Super Arena. Mitsuhiro Ishida of T-Blood, the defending Judo Pacific welterweight champion, very emotional as his team now comes into the ring, puts him on his feet. What a dominating performance.
Yeah, I gotta tell you what, everyone says at the end of this fight of how emotional the guys are, that's why he can't get off the canvas. I think Ishida used so much energy in that last minute, he doesn't have anything left. He can't get up.
Ishida now puts his arms up. The crowd reacts. Take us through the action, Trick.
Incredible single leg takedown. Aurelio had a really deep guillotine. I'm really amazed at Ishida's ability to get out of this guillotine choke. He defended it very, very well and just maintained an incredible ground and pound game the entire fight. Just probably one of the best ground and pound games I've seen in probably in a very, very long time.
Add Mitsuhiro Ishida to the ranks of lightweight contenders in Bushido.
判定の結果をお伝えします。ジャッジマット石田、ジャッジ比嘉石田、ジャッジ南石田。
Trig, really no surprise, unanimous victory for Mitsuhiro Ishida. The question I have for you, what does this do to Marcus Aurelio's title shot against Gomi?
You might as well take Marcus Aurelio out of the shot for the title shot because now he lost to Ishida. That puts Ishida now in the hunt for the title shot. Ishida should be the #1 contender, at least in my mind, because he beat the guy that beat Gomi. Gomi's only got one loss in his career. It's to Aurelio. Aurelio now has a loss to Ishida. It's time you have to put Ishida in the next bout.
Listen to the crowd here in Saitama Super Arena. We talked about a national hero. He has just become one here as the crowd is on its feet, saluting the victorious Mitsuhiro Ishida. What is going through the mind of Takanori Gomi? What a fight and what a night for Mitsuhiro Ishida. Congratulations to him. For Marcus Aurelio, obviously a very disappointing performance. We have a man with the Brazilian flag. He's trying to rally behind his fighter Aurelio, but a frustrating night for that man right there. But for Ishida, definitely has come into his own and put himself on Takanori Gomi's radar.
There comes a time in every fighter's life when a fight becomes critical.
Critical countdown. Absolute.
Oh, he might get this.
He's on the ground.
Pride Fighting's second round of its 2006 openweight tournament.
They're just swinging for the fences.
Only 8 of the world's best fighters remain.
Oh my God, that's it. Oh,
It's over.
Who will survive? Critical countdown. Absolute.
Premiering Sunday, July 2nd on pay-per-view.
It doesn't matter. I don't care who I fight. I'm not afraid of anyone. So the thing is, I just go in there with this different attitude about fighting, and I'll let you come in with your attitude. But my attitude is more like, I'll whoop your ass, and there's nothing you're going to do about it.
俺は総合格闘家だからその場に応じて打撃でも打ち合うしテイクダウンもするし寝技で一本取りに行くしもちろん寝技でも投げるし自分のやりたいように自分のひらめきで自分の戦いをすれば間違いなく僕が勝てると思います
A lot of people might not like me because I'm not that fighter that they want me to be. Like for sitting there and studying my opponent. Yeah, I watched Kawajiri fight 3 different fights, and I watched that tape about. After the 3rd time, I turned it off because I really wasn't impressed. I was like, man, damn, I could take this guy either way I want to take him. Because if we go to the ground, I'm going to just out manpower him on the ground. And if it stands up, then I'll just knock him out. People pay to see a fight. If we go to the ground, that's not really a fight. That's more like we're making love. You know what I'm saying? We're here to fight, so let's keep this fight standing up. If we're better than boxers, you know why? Because we can kick, we can knee, we can punch, we can slam. But let's not keep the fight. Let's not take the fight to the ground because that's not what we're here for. We're not here to make love. We're not here to be porn stars. We're here to fight.
俺は本当真剣にリングの上で強さを表現するためにプライドのリングに上がってるんでそういう面白いことしたいんだったら漫才師にでもなればいいんじゃないかな。
Charles Crazy Horse Bennett is 26, 5'7", 161 pounds, 2-2 in Pride. Tatsuya Crusher Kawajiri is 28, 5'7", 154 pounds, 2-1 in Pride Fighting Championships. The last time we saw him here in Bushido was at Bushido, the tournament in September of 2005, where he was submitted by current world lightweight champion Takanori Gomi in what Pride fans voted the Pride match of the year. And of course, Charles Crazy Horse Bennett continues to mug for the camera. Kawajiri Surprisingly, actually, touching the gloves like the true professional that he is. In talking to Kawajiri, you can tell he really doesn't like Bennett's antics.
Not at all. Not at all.
Ready? Fight!
Now, it's fun to see that, just a quick side note on Kawajiri shorts, my senior student in my academy in El Segundo, California, is the inventor of those shorts, the HCKs. So that's how big the sport has grown so quickly. Great
Brawl
shot.
by Bennett. Kawajiri going for the single, turns it into the double. And of course, you know, when you take away all the fun and games of Charles Crazy Horse Bennett, he definitely has the knockout power. He's been in more than his fair share of brawls, and what keeps him coming back to Bushido is the fact that, you know, when the bell rings, he is a fighter.
Yeah, he really is.
He puts his heart and soul into it. May not have the best record of any fighter in the business, but he knows that when it comes to Pride Fighting Championships, you have to fight, but you also have to entertain the fans.
He really knows how to. He really does like to compete. I'm not really happy with the way he trains, though. He doesn't spend enough time working on the one thing he doesn't have well in his game is the ground game, the submission game. He just spend more time on that. If he would, he'd be he's an absolutely incredible athlete. He could up his game by 100% if he would work on the submission just a little
Well,
bit
you
more.
can see from the open half guard, he is trying to work for the Kimura again against Kawajiri. Going to be very difficult. Now Kawajiri rotating and going for a armbar of his own now, but you can see that Bennett
keeping
has
that
his hands
Kimura.
clasped.
Wow. Uh-oh.
Now they're in the corner, but it's Kawajiri from the top.
You know, when I'm out teaching my seminars, I have to explain to everybody, to a lot of the students, that you can't just be relying on your one game, on the one thing that you know the best. You have to learn every game, every portion of the fight, and a lot of guys just aren't willing to do that, even the pro fighters.
Now it's Kawajiri controlling the wrist. Now Bennett turns into him. The fireman's carry there.
Wow. Has his back in a good position. This is a deadly position for Bennett. He's so strong in this position with his striking to the face from here.
Looking for that rolling knee bar is Tatsuya Kawajiri.
Uh-oh.
Now he's got him in
got the heel toe hold.
Bennett doesn't feel that he's in much problems here, difficulty. Now you can see it, and he's forced to tap out from the knee bar, Tatsuya Kawajiri. Bennett upset, but there's Kawajiri, who is looking to be the sportsman, making his way to Bennett to see if he was okay, but unfortunately Bennett very frustrated and letting out that emotion. But you talked about it, Trig. It's nice to see that, you know, he has that intensity, but if he really does want to become the fighter that a lot of people feel he could be, he's going to have to work on his ground game. In 2 minutes and 30 seconds with the knee bar, Tatsuya Kawajiri improves to 3-1 here in Bushido.
You know, it's a shame because Bennett could be great. He could be just an amazing fighter, an amazing competitor, but he just doesn't spend enough time working on his submission game.
And you know, I don't know, is this smart? I mean, he's just suffered a knee bar, now he's running to the back and running right out of the arena. And Tatsuya Kawajiri, meanwhile, will be treated to a nice round of applause from the crowd here at the Saitama Super Arena. There's the world lightweight champion, Takanori Gomi. And really, let's face it, Kawajiri losing to Gomi in one of the highlights of 2005. This guy's not too far away from another title shot, or a first title shot, because that was the tournament to determine the champion.
I understand that Sakurai's using me as a stepping stone, but I don't think he made the correct choice. And I think it's definitely going to be a lot harder than he thinks it's going to be. I have a large background in martial arts. I wrestled up in Oregon. I've done judo for various years. I've boxed with a lot of pro boxers in Mexico, and done a lot of Muay Thai. But I actually left the actual training, the normal training methods behind years ago, and I only now focus, at least the last six years, I've only focused on my meditation, breathing, and visualization. I don't anymore actually do sparring, or haven't touched weights in 8 years, or don't do any of the physical stuff like all the rest of the guys. I pretty much train just with nature, do a lot of swimming, tree climbing, playing around, and a lot of my meditation is what brings what gives me my technique. And so what I plan on bringing to Pride, obviously, is an entertaining fight. If anyone's seen my fights before, I like the crowd to get into it rather than worry about just getting a win, getting a W in there. I want to make sure that everybody leaves smiling and remembering my fight.
オラフが俺のことをバカにしてそうやって嘘ついてるだけですよ。じゃあ探しに行け。
As you can see, my nose has been broken. It's been broken 9 times. The first 3 have actually been from the U.S. military. I worked for them for 8 years or so, and I also have broken my jaw. I have a calcium plate in my head. I've got a bullet in my back. I've got a false foot here. It's completely metal there, my left ankle, and then I have a replaced hip and a lot of other bullet wounds and knife wounds. And the last 6 breaks in the nose have been from fights. Actually, 5 of them from in the ring, and then 1 of them from my sparring partner is actually a female, 130-pound female, who actually did the worst break of all because my nose was actually broken here, and she's the one that put it here.
Olaf Alfonso's 28, 5'9", 155 pounds, his first appearance in Bushido. Hayato Maha Sakurai is 35'8", 161 pounds. His record is 5-3 in Pride Fighting Championships. Has youngsters on hand, and there you see the Pride World Lightweight Champion Takanori Gomi. Sakurai, of course, has the Maha Doja, teaches kids there, and he has some of his followers joining him here tonight. Olaf Alfonso, a cult favorite in the underground world of mixed martial arts in the United States. And he said he's here to simply entertain.
Entertain he does. Let's hopefully he doesn't entertain himself to... Oh, great hook right there.
Alfonso is simply a fighter who will go toe-to-toe, will take risks, take chances just to entertain the crowd, and expect nothing but a stand-up war with Olaf Alfonso, of course, with Maha Sakurai, known for his wrestling skills, his devastating low kicks. It'll be interesting to see who is able to impose his will here.
The great thing about Sakurai, no matter what happens, he really doesn't get rattled. He's always kind of still very patient. As you can see, great poker face. Hit him with your best shot. He doesn't even blink half the time.
Nice inside low leg kick that we've talked about.
Wow, good overhand hook there, too, countering Oleg's right, big right hand.
Tie clinched now by Sakurai. Punching his way out was Alfonso. Has had his nose broken 9 times. 1 time by his training partner and psychologist, Luz Yared from Mexico.
Oh, no, that's it! That's it! Oh, he walked right into it!
In his tracks!
Oh, my gosh!
Devastating knockout, courtesy Hayato Maha Sakurai. He's back!
That was great. Incredible. Absolutely amazing. That I like to see. Wow.
Just over 1 minute. 1 minute and 4 seconds. An electrifying KO. And there are the youngsters from Maha Dojo cheering on the victorious Hayato Maha Sakurai. Olaf Alfonso has come back. And there are the kids who now will surround the ring. As Olaf Alfonso, good to see that he's back on his feet. Hayato Maha Sakurai stopped him dead in his tracks, Trick.
Great job, great timed overhand right. Puts it right on his chin. Olaf was stepping right into it at the same time. He just met him. It was like 2 freight trains hitting together at the same time. It was incredible.
You could see Olaf Alfonso talking to Matt Hume saying, what happened?
That's pretty much what I said when I got out of the corner when Sakurai knocked me out. I went right to my corner man and asked him what the heck just happened.
Hector Hector Shango Lombard is 27, 5'8", 183 pounds, making his debut in Bushido.
赤コーナー176センチ 82.8 キロ Gono
Akihiro Big Mouth Gono, 31, 5'9", 183 pounds, 2-2 in Pride. You talk about making an entrance, Mr. Trigg. I think he's taken a page out of Twinkle Toes playbook.
I've never made an entrance like that ever in my life. It's definitely not out of my playbook anywhere. I walk in.
Tights might be though.
No, never wore tights like that either. Sorry, I wore tights more like Lombardo has on, pink and tight. Never zebra or leopard skin. Not my style.
Lombard comes in with plenty of buzz. Represented Cuba in the Olympics, in judo, in Sydney in 2000. Now a member of Yoshida Dojo, and right away tags Akihiro Gono with a series of lefts and rights. You talk about an impressive beginning. Hector Lombard just attacking Gono, coming out of the chute like a cannonball.
I cannot believe he came out that fast. Just, as you can tell by his physique, he's incredibly strong. Oh my God, just raining down. Gono is really, if he doesn't get moving, this may have to stop this fight because he's really not defending himself too well right now.
First fighter from Cuba, and so far he is smoking Gono like a fine Cuban cigar.
I like mine, Monte Cristo Age.
An unbelievable start to this opening round. Akihiro Gono entertained the crowd with his entrance, but Hector Lombard isn't here to play games. He is here to make an impact and emerge.
Wow, great guard
to the
pass.
Second round.
Great guard pass. Lombard fell off a little bit. He's in trouble. No, now he's got the heel or the toe hold. He's a little bit low for the knee bar. See, his legs need to be just above Gono's knee. He's a little bit too low now. He's going to miss the knee bar.
Looking to turn it into a heel hook here. Gono surviving the initial onslaught, but in danger here now.
Needs to keep attacking.
Escapes the submission and now gains the back of Hector Shango Lombard. Lombard from Cuba, lives in Australia, now a member of the Yoshida Dojo, has Hidehiko Yoshida in his corner.
You know what, I got to be honest with you. First time, big show, gets a big opponent. I think he got exhausted himself out, punched himself out a little bit.
Undefeated in his mixed martial arts career.
He's got to move. Lombard cannot stay on the bomb like that. Gono needs to get his hips in. Try to flatten him out.
Lombard had over 500 professional judo fights, a 7-time Cuban national judo champ, 4-time international judo champion, placed 5th at the Olympics in Sydney in 2000. And of course, now hooked up with a fellow Olympian, gold medalist Hidehiko Yoshida in the Yoshida Dojo. And right now, Trigg, looks like both of them are trying to catch a breather.
Both a little bit exhausted. Now, Lombard, he should be very comfortable in this position, so I should see him start sliding off here a little bit. Let's stop it and restart this in the center. But he should slip off and get his back to the ground as quickly as possible. Try to get out of this back position. It's not a good spot to be in.
Gono was a part of the 2005 welterweight tournament as he defeated highly regarded Brazilian Daniel Acasio before being knocked out by eventual tournament champion Dan Henderson. Gono doesn't have his hooks in, and Lombard doesn't appear to be in much danger, controlling the wrists of Gono from this position.
Lombard's in perfect position now. See how Gono dropped his right leg on the ground. Lombard slide his hip off. There we go. There he is. Oh, keep turning. Come back up.
Both are back on their feet now. An entertaining start.
Wow.
And he gets tagged again. Gono can take a shot. The All Japan kickboxing champion delivers a knee right up the middle.
Great position for Lombard. Punched his way in. Got some good striking in there. Landed some good shots. Not the prettiest boxing we've ever seen. Gono's doing a great job, though, not taking the full blunt of any punch.
In his career, Lombard does hold the first-round knockout of Pride veteran Daiju Takase in a show in Australia that took place in March of 2006 this year, and right now they're in a tie clinch. Nice combination there with the uppercut and the hooks by Lombard. And for a guy who, has made his name in judo, this guy is definitely striking his way to the hearts of the fans here in Saitama Super Arena.
Definitely has learned a lot while he's went to Ishida camp. Separation, restart in the center.
Gono known for his strong chin. There's his kickboxing now coming into play as delivers that leg kick. Gono loves to be the underdog. Openly admits that Japanese fighters are physically weaker than their Western opponents, and I think that's some kind of psychological gamesmanship that he's playing there when saying comments like that, knowing full well that Hector Lombard will hear them.
I have to agree with you, because Gono's a pretty tough, pretty strong guy.
A member of Team Grabaka. Gono began his career winning the majority of his fights by submission, so he is an accomplished grappler as well, although thus far, nice body shot in stereo.
Good front leg kick. Gono's starting to get a little more comfortable now, slowed him down.
Nice right hand there by Hector Lombard. You know, Lombard's been described as having the physique of Kevin Randleman, the aggression of Vanderlei Silva, and his fights are reminiscent of an old school Vitor Belfort, and definitely wants to now make a name for himself here in Bushido.
Most people don't realize with judo, you get thrown so much, and a lot of the throws put you directly on your head, that just from those years and years of pounding, you learn how to take a good punch to the chin. You know, there hasn't been very many judo guys that can't take a punch when they're out there competing.
As we mentioned, there is an underlying storyline. Nice inside leg kick delivered by Gono. Beautiful snap to that at the press conference to announce Lombard's participation in this tournament.
Oh, wow.
He called out Gono because of the less than flattering things that Gono had to say about Lombard's teammate at Yoshida Dojo, Makoto Takimoto. So there is a little bit of bad blood between these two combatants.
My money's to get inside, though. I'm not real happy with the way Hector is taking this fight right now. He's singing the outside too much. This is Gono's game. You don't want to be here. This is where Gono's going to beat you. You have to get inside, do a little dirty box, throw him hard in his head, and start doing some grappling on the ground.
Gono has definitely slowed down the pace now after surviving an absolutely incredible start for Hector Shango Lombard. We didn't know if Gono was going to survive the opening minute of this fight, but has definitely now settled things down. And you talked about it as well, Drake. Perhaps Lombard, as we head into the final 3 minutes of the opening 10 minutes, needed to also gather his second wind after an absolutely frenetic start to this opening 10 minutes.
Yeah, it was amazing pace at the very beginning. Both guys obviously backed up. Oh, wow.
Right hand.
Oh, geez. Oh,
tagged him on the chin.
Lombard's walking straight into a lot of right hands now. He's getting lit up a little bit. I don't care how tough you are. I take a couple of those to the chin. It's going to be hard to stay on your feet. He's so strong. Even with Gono in control, he keeps pushing him off.
Gono told us that this is the most motivated he's ever been in his MMA career, being a part of the 2006 Bushido welterweight tournament. Nice right hand by Gono. Beginning to mark up the face of Shango Lombard. Trig, what do you think so far of what we've seen here?
I got to tell you what, I was really impressed with Hector in the very beginning, but now his game plan, he's got a little bit of fatigue, a little bit of lactic acid because all of his muscles.
Nice!
Whoa, he's no limp. His knees are starting to give out on him a little bit now.
Now Lombard again beginning to unleash those strikes. And although he is considered a solid striker, he does tend to loop his punches a little. And Gono, now a huge boxing fan, actually admires James Toney. Lights out Toney, and it's going to be Gono who wants to, of course, turn Lombard's lights out here tonight. But
Well, if he's gonna admire James Lights Out Tony, he needs to keep his hands up a lot higher and learn how to roll his shoulders and not get hit, because that's Tony's style. James Tony's famous for not getting hit on the inside, which is why as a heavyweight he's been able to survive for so long, moving up weight.
You can see the damage that's been done to Lombard's face. Nice uppercut by Lombard, but Gono comes back with a leg attack. Into the final minute, and what began as a very quick start for Hector Lombard has now become a fight that Akihiro Gono is controlling in the final 60 seconds.
Yeah, he's actually controlled the pace since after that first onslaught. Oh, good takedown. Nice job. Yeah.
Trip there by Gono. Surviving, though, as he's now in the bottom, in the closed guard. But look at the face of Lombard, Trig.
Yeah, both sides. Little damage to both cheeks.
Final 30 seconds now of this first round. Nice heel strikes being delivered by Akihiro Gono from the bottom. Not a lot of action taking place here as they're going to ride out the last few seconds of the first round.
Hector needs to sit all the way up. There's basically three positions here. Head positions all the way on your chest, about midway up, and all the way up, posture sitting all the way up. He really needs to move in there. You can't, if you get a position like this on a guy like Gono, you can't just sit there with your chest on it, with your head on his chest, hoping to eke out a victory. You got to get after him.
Crowd applauding the efforts of both fighters of what was a very entertaining first round there. You see the founder of Team Grabaka, Sene Kukta, who is a Pride veteran as well, a very admired Japanese fighter. As the new Pride ring girls circle around the ring with the round cards. And there's just a beginning of the round here, Trig.
Just coming after him, throwing everything out there. Now, a lot of power, a lot of strength behind each one of these punches. Knocks Gono down a couple times, but it's from his aggressiveness. It wasn't from the punch and knocked him down as effective. He just kept charging him over like a bull in a china shop. You see Gono step back in and boom, finally line one. That was with his thumb. It wasn't even, it was a big looping punch. If it had been a straight punch, he probably would have knocked him down. That one was straight. As you see, it snaps Hector's head back. But the thing is that Hector is staying in Gono's position, what Gono wants to fight, which is on his feet striking. You don't want to be with a guy like this, especially with the credentials that Hector has.
Nice knee right there by Gono. From close quarters, and another nice knee. And then Shango, looking for the takedown, gets the ankle pick. So Hector Shango Lombard and Akihiro Gono. You know, we do live in a technological age, Trig, and to get some publicity, Lombard put his contract up for auction on eBay, believe it or not. And
I heard you lost a bid for that.
I put my bid in.
What'd you bid for it?
A couple of loonies. That's a Canadian dollar. All right, the two fighters now circle each other as this round gets underway. Only 5 minutes remaining, and now it's Lombard coming with a leg kick. Trying to get some spring in his steps there. Bobbing up and down, and there's the kickboxing of Akihiro Gono.
Hands down, definitely not the way you want to be. If you guys are new to the fight game or you're a new fighter trying to break into the top of a pro ranks, please don't hold your hands like Gono's holding them. You just ask and you get your chin chopped off.
Looking to get his beard shaved. Lombard comes in again. Gono.
There we go.
Greco-Roman clinch. Nice knee. Lombard delivers one of his own. Now a little dirty boxing happening here in the corner.
Big step. Lombard's in a pretty good judo throw position right now. You know, oh, good job by Gono to try to throw him. Lombard just has too much balance, too athletic. Just reversed on the way down.
Lombard, a physical specimen, making his debut here tonight again.
When he was competing in judo, he competed at 73 kilos, which is
161 pounds.
Yeah, and then now he's competing at 183 pounds. So you understand that how much weight he had to cut when he was competing, and that was just 6 years ago.
Again, he moved from Cuba to Australia, coming off an armbar victory over Matthew Toa on a show down under. And a lot of buzz again surrounding the debut of Hector Shango Lombard. And again, when you're representing Yoshida Dojo, you know that here in Japan, the spotlight will be firmly upon you.
Great. It's funny because he's lived in Australia long enough where his English is very, very good. So we actually got to spend some time talking, change judo
philosophies. A very
philosophies.
affable fellow. Very gregarious, and again, at the press conference, he and Gono definitely talked the talk. And
can you do me a favor and spell gregarious? And then tell me what it means. Sure. I know Hector likes to talk a lot, but I do know.
Gregarious means he's likable.
Thank you.
And right now, what's likable is the fact that Hector Lombard, if you're a fan of the newcomer, is looking to put the squeeze on Akihiro Gono, but Gono trying to maneuver from the bottom, half butterfly guard. Going to be very difficult for him to maybe attempt an elevator sweep, although that's what it looks like he was trying to do there. We're down to the final 2 minutes of this first round here at Saitama Super Arena, Bushido Survival 2006.
Hector's in
the crowd beginning to rally behind Akihiro Gono.
Hector's in a pretty good spot here for a little bit of a neck crank. I don't think there's enough power, though, to tap a guy like Gono with it, but definitely get him to a good guard pass position. The problem with judo is a lot of the submissions that you would normally hit in jiu-jitsu, you don't practice in judo, because judo is all about going from your feet, throwing a guy right to his back, getting an ippon, and the fight is over. So Hector's submissions aren't going to be as talented as a guy in jiu-jitsu, but he definitely has a submission game.
Is dipping into his pocket. We've got a green card for Hector Lombard, a green card for Akihiro Gono, green cards endemic to Bushido, and it means 10% from the purse. And again, the mandate is action. And we'll see if they can light the wick here into the final few moments of round number 1.
I can't believe from the very beginning of the first round, the start that we saw, wow, good overhand right.
And obviously
that from the very beginning of round 1, I can't believe that they would have a green card happening in the second round.
Obviously, they weren't expected to maintain the pace of the first few minutes of round number 1. Here now into the latter stages of the fight.
A little bit more aggressive, though.
We're into the final minute of this fight. Who wants it more? Referee calls for the break. What is it, Mr. Trigg?
This is close because, Hector won that first 45 seconds of that first round.
Oh, nice.
Oh, wow.
There by Gono.
Just barely missed.
Oh, and a nice right hand, and Lombard can take a shot.
One big throw, and Lombard could seal the deal here, but I think Gono's a little bit ahead in the scorecards right now.
Final 30 seconds of this fight. Who will advance to the second round of Bushido Survival 06?
You should be telling Hector to get moving right now. Big throw. Get inside and throw him one big time. Gono needs to just keep doing what he's doing, keeping him on the outside. Oh, great punch.
You could see that Lombard was attempting a judo throw there, perhaps an Uchimata, but Gono able to avoid that, and the bell sounds to end this fight, and we will go to the judges' scorecards.
I give a slight lead to Gono. It's going to be very interesting to see how the judges score this.
Very aggressive start by Hector Lombard, and there we see the spinning back fist attempt by Akihiro Gono. You talked about giving the slight advantage to Hector Lombard. Trigg, would you care to expound on that?
I get the slight lead to Gono just because he picked him apart more, kept more position, got his back that period after that first run in the beginning of the first round. He did a much better job of controlling the pace of the fight, controlling where everything was going. Obviously, aggressiveness has to go to Hector, but that's also the last criteria.
Judge Kimura, Gono. Judge Arachi, Gono. Judge Kobayashi, Gono.
After surviving a brutal onslaught to kick off the fight, Akihiro Gono advances to the second round of Bushido Survival with a unanimous decision over a very game Hector Lombard. And you talked about it, Trigg. Was it just a case of Hector Lombard expending way too much energy way too soon?
And then when he was out of energy, he didn't stick to his game plan. As a judo player, your best game plan is to be inside in dirty box and try to throw a guy to the ground. He didn't do any of that. He's trying to stay on the outside, right where Gono wants to be, standing up in kickboxing. You don't want to be kickboxing with Gono unless you are a kickboxer. Hector's not. He's a judo player. He needs to be inside, try to get to the ground.
There comes a time in every fighter's life when a fight becomes critical.
Critical countdown. Absolute.
Oh, he might get this.
He's on the ground.
Pride Fighting second round of its 2006 open weight tournament.
They're just swinging for the fences.
Only 8 of the world's best fighters remain.
Oh my God, that's it. Oh,
It's over.
Who will survive? Critical countdown. Absolute.
Premiering Sunday, July 2nd on pay-per-view.
Com certeza, né? Eu sei que eu preciso da vitória e eu vou buscar a vitória o tempo todo, então eu vou procurar fazer uma luta para pressionar os juízes, né?
This is definitely the toughest opponent that I've had so far. But, I mean, also at the same time, I'm not really looking at it like that. I'm just taking it just like any other fight because before a fight, I basically just expect my opponent to be the best in the world. You know, it's also the way that I train for it.
Porque eu estou bem nessa teoria, eu vou procurar nocautear e buscar a luta o tempo todo. A vitória o tempo todo.
If he wants to try to knock me out, that's great. You know, I've seen his other matches, and I see a lot of holes in his stand-up and the way that he comes forward with his chin wide open. So I think I'm going to be the one testing his chin and his spirit.
Murilo Ninja Hua is 26, 5'11", 183 pounds, 6-6 in Pride Fighting Championships. Denis Kang is 28, 5'11", 183 pounds, undefeated in Pride at 3-0. In fact, he has not tasted defeat in his last 17 fights. His last loss 3 years ago to Jason Mayhem Miller. Ninja Hua, the first fighter in Pride history to compete in 3 different weight classes, began as a middleweight, went up to heavyweight for one ill-fated fight against Sergei Haratonov, and now is competing in the welterweight tournament. Trig, the most anticipated fight of the first round is underway.
I've been waiting all night for this fight. I think these are 2 great competitors. Oh, no!
Right hand by Kang!
Uh-oh. Oh, no.
And Ninja's in trouble! Denis Kang unleashing left and right, and it is over! Denis
my
Kang!
God.
Unbelievable statement made by Denis Kang, improving to 4-0 and the biggest win of his career.
Oh, my goodness. I can't believe it. That is just amazing. He hit him with that right hand very early, and Ninja from that point on had to turn his back.
Trig, I watched Denis Kang cut his teeth in Vancouver on smaller shows. He made the move to Florida to join American Top Team, and watching Denis Kang throughout his career, I honestly can say that this was the one fight, the tournament that he has been waiting his entire career for. An unbelievable display by Denis Kang, destroying Murilo Ninja Hua, and we are now hoping that Murilo Ninja Hua will be all right because Denis Kang definitely delivering the big bang here tonight.
15 seconds of the first round ends this fight. The fight barely even got started before it's completely over. I mean, absolutely.
And look at
crazy.
Murilo Bustamante and Paulo Filio. They're sitting there stunned. They're rivals of Paulo Filio, the Shooter Box Academy. I think they are finding it hard to comprehend and believe what just happened. Murilo Ninja Hua.
He's still out. He's on his feet, but he's still not all there yet. Absolutely amazing.
15 seconds of the opening round. Denis Kang knocks out Murilo Ninja Hua, and Kang is on his way to the second round of the Bushido Survival Tournament. And really, Trig, we talk about it, fans, pundits alike, many believe that Denis Kang could indeed be the man to beat in this tournament.
I'm going to have to disagree with you there. If Henderson makes it the second round, it's definitely going to be Henderson. And right now, it's still Paulo Filio, still the guy to beat in this tournament.
After a fight like that, Denis Kang has made a statement that he is indeed going to be a force to be reckoned with in the Elite Eight.
Denis Kang desu. I love Pride. I love my job. Just gets better every time. This is my tournament. I'm gonna be the champion!
There's a look at Pride World Welterweight Champion Dan Henderson. A smile, and what a fight it would be, Mr. Trigg, if Henderson and Kang were to square off in the next round. Regardless, Dennis Kang improves to 4-0. He is on his way to round number 2. Let's take one more look at it. Unbelievable display as that overhand right catches Murilo Ninja flesh, and unfortunately not Murilo Ninja, who was knifed.
Yeah, just definitely not. Never really got started. Never could get really into it. And Kang did a great job once he smelt that victory coming, and he did a great job making sure that he got it. He stayed on him the whole time.
A victorious Dennis Kang joining Amar Sulev, Paulo Filio, Rio Chonan, Gegard Mousasi, and Akihiro Gono in the second round of the 2006 Pride Bushido welterweight tournament.
Goes out to my Uncle Ho in Vancouver.
Misaki is supposed to be a great fighter. He's supposed to be a warrior, a stand-up fighter. He's supposed to really like to mix it up and get off on that. And I've been hearing in some press conferences in Japan, he's saying he's going to abandon that strategy, take the fight to the ground, making a technical fight, which is ridiculous. Japanese fans and the American fans pay a lot of money to watch these fights, and it's about putting on a show. And that's why they chose me to be the main event. He better sack up and come to fight, And at the end, it really doesn't matter, because in the Pride ring, he can run, but he can't hide.
相手のそういう挑発に乗るつもりは全くないです。彼は彼のパフォーマンス、ペースがあるでしょうし、僕は僕のなりのペースがありますから、自分もう自然体でもう本当に行くっていう意味では、本当自分のペースで、戦いをするだけなんで、そういった言葉的な挑発的なものには全く無関心ですね。
I've been working on ground for years now, and I've really specifically been going over my wrestling again with Mark Coleman. I've been training harder than ever at AKA, and I'm not worried about going to the ground. Number one, he ain't taking me to the ground. If I happen to slip and fall on my ass, I'm getting right back up. He can't hold me down, and I might take him down and pound him out. I'm a member of the Hammer House fraternity, man. Ground and pounding is what we're all about. I haven't had to show it yet, but believe me, I can pound with the best of them. And this guy doesn't know what he's getting himself into, man. He doesn't know what he's getting himself into. I'm coming here to win. I'm coming here to hurt this guy, and he's gonna get hurt.
それは試合が始まってみなければ、どっちが強いっていうのは分からないことですから、まだ肌を合わせたことがないですから。彼がそういうふうに思い描いてるのもやっぱりあくまでも想定の話ですから、予想の話ですから、実際に試合が始まって彼に勝機があるんであれば、僕のペースを崩すことができれば勝機はあるんじゃないかなと思いますけど、そうですね、僕は僕のペースで最後まで戦い切るつもりですから。
Misaki has no chance, and for that matter, no one in this tournament has a chance. The name of this tournament is survival, and that's what everyone's going to be trying to do when they get in the ring with me. Survive. No one's looking to win. They're going to look to survive and not get knocked out, not get hurt, not become a highlight.
個人的には好きなタイプですよね。やっぱり真っ向から打ち合うっていうのは非常に好きなファイターですが。トータル的に言えばやっぱりまだ僕には穴があると見えるんで、そうですね、理想的な選手とは言えないですね。
180cm, 82.4kg,
Phil, the New York Badass Baroni is 35'9", 183 pounds, 3-1 in Pride Fighting Championships.
178cm, 82.6kg, Misaki Kazuo!
Kazuo Hitman Misaki is 35'11", 183 pounds, 1-2 in Pride Fighting Championships. A member of Team Grabaka, you see Sine Kikta, the founder of Team Grabaka, in his corner. As Drake mentioned, Baroni is joined in his corner by Mark Coleman, along with Crazy Bob Cook. Both look like they're raring to go. The main event of the first round of the 2006 Bushido welterweight tournament is underway.
Great flying knee right off the bat. I'm trying to see, it didn't look like it did much damage. I don't think it just hit Phil in the chest as opposed to anywhere else.
Nice right hand there by Baroni. You can hear the thwack here at ringside, but Misaki absorbed it. Misaki doing a good job of moving side to side.
Man, that was I didn't see that kick coming at all. That was fast feet.
Series of body shots by Baroni, trying to block the knee strike.
Oh, great exchange.
Nice escape there by Baroni, and a nice exchange indeed. Back on their feet in the corner. Baroni feels that his ground game is not respected. He is an underrated fighter on the ground, he feels, but very strong, and says that when he is on the ground, he has the power to really get back to his feet when facing any opponent in his weight class.
But part of that, too, is the last couple of fights really haven't hit the ground. He's been throwing guys down just with punching. Those foot stomps won't do much damage in the very beginning. They'll definitely add up here at the end if he keeps sticking to him. Oh, good sweep. Phil's got to get off. He's got to get out of this corner. He's got to move his body up to the side. Second's doing a good job of keeping him stuck right here into his corner.
Baroni definitely needs to circle away from the corner. The referee finally brings an end to that stalemate. Baroni grew up shadow boxing, thinking of one day hoping to knock out Mike Tyson. Right now, as Mike Tyson is Kazuo Misaki.
Great sprawl that time. He's finally getting his feet moving. Misaki had a good shot. He just didn't finish all the way through with it. Good time. Misaki's got a good job of ducking out of the way of Phil's. He's really studied Phil's tape because he keeps ducking. He knows that Phil, every time you come up, he comes with that big overhand right, that quick left hook.
Knee delivered by Misaki, again going for those foot stomps. Knee to the inside of Baroni's right leg. Baroni comes back with a couple of body shots.
He's caught in the corner, so Baroni can't turn his hips on those body shots, otherwise they do be doing a little bit more damage.
Trying to irritate Misaki. Misaki, meanwhile, just wants to continue to stomp on Baroni's feet as well. Has him in the corner. The referee looking on there. Now getting busier with the knee strikes. It's Kazuo Misaki. Finally, they are broken apart again. So you can see them exchanging glances there. Baroni and Misaki. The main event, trying to round out the Elite Eight, who will advance to round number 2 of this welterweight tournament. Misaki doing very well with his
that knee is incredible. Very well timed with that knee. Every time Phil steps in with a big overhand right, he's throwing that knee to offset him.
Misaki trying to go to the body, met with a left hand from Baroni. Nice inside leg kick, perhaps trying to set up. A shot to the head.
Definitely we aren't going to see any jabs tonight.
Nice low leg kick delivered by Misaki.
Amazing low leg kick.
And Baroni misses with that right hand.
thing with Phil is he has such strong power and such strength behind every single one of his punches that if he even catches you a little bit, it's going to put you down.
That counter right just missed. Lots of snap to those low leg kicks. And that lead leg has got to be feeling the toll of those kicks. As Baroni continues to stay in the pocket, however. Misaki moving side to side, trying to come in at angles.
Jeez, Phil's missing more than he's actually connecting right now. Part of it is because he's throwing with so much force behind each one, they're hard to redirect. And the other part
nice
is...
combination there by Baroni.
Right as I say it.
Nice knee, a flying knee there by Misaki, who's definitely mixing up his attack with strikes, kicks, and knees. That was a nice right hand. Man,
wow. These leg kicks will start taking their toll right now.
Torturous leg kicks executed by Misaki.
His aiming's excellent, too, because he keeps hitting the same spot.
Halfway through round number 1. Oh, and that right connects. And a flying knee by Misaki now.
Uh-oh. Nice tight guillotine here. I don't think it's underneath Phil's chin.
Can't tell from our vantage point. Nevertheless, both and a good escape there, but both expending lots of energy there as Misaki looking for the guillotine. Baroni powering his way out, and now Misaki looking to maneuver perhaps for a arm bar from the bottom on the left arm of Baroni. You can see him maneuvering there from the bottom. Baroni, of course, in the close guard, delivering some body shots. Some heel strikes from Misaki as well. Really keeping the pace going here, even from the guard, is Misaki. He's been very active throughout this fight.
Every position, every place, he's always moving. Moving his hips right now on the bottom, moving his feet when he was on his feet, and he's doing a great job.
And a high guard here now. Baroni needs to create that distance, break the guard.
He's got to get his head up. You know,
he needs to posture, you're right. Dropping a hammer fist, but Misaki very busy from the bottom. Now those body shots, raining them in. Dropping the bombs to the body and going upstairs is Baroni. Now dropping a series of short hammer fists. You can hear Mark Coleman in Baroni's corner. His Hammer House teammate shouting out instructions. Last 3 minutes of the opening round.
Whoa, wow.
Coleman imploring Baroni to go to the body, and that's exactly what the New York Badass is doing. What kind of a toll are those body shots taking, Trick?
They're nuts. He's hitting it. Phil is so strong. Every time he hits him in the body, it's taking a crazy amount of damage, and that obviously will drop his hands from his head and make it easier if they get back to their feet to start getting to his face. But he needs to stay on his knees, though. He doesn't want to posture up here and come up to one of his feet with his head down like that. Get a good look
there.
There's
a shot at Mark Coleman, Crazy Bob Cook in Baroni's corner. You know, Misaki has been working on submissions from the bottom, and it's been an active guard thus far, but Baroni now creating that distance, posturing up and draining in those body shots, the hammer fists to the abdomen.
Who's getting the card? Someone's getting the card.
Last 2 minutes of the opening round. The referee is digging into his pocket. And the green card is going to Kazuo Misaki. And Baroni giving him a smile there as, Baroni was busy from within the guard with those grueling body shots. And now this is, I'm sure, where Phil Baroni feels most comfortable and where he wants this fight to remain.
Absolutely. He needs to move his feet, though. Can't let him get off. Can't let Misaki get planted and get off. He's got to start throwing.
Delivered by Misaki. Now goes to the body. Nice left hook counter by Baroni.
This is why it's so important for you guys new to the game. You got to keep using this jab to set stuff up.
And Baroni smiling at that spinning back kick by Misaki. Baroni definitely one of the most powerful strikers in the welterweight division, but give Misaki credit. thus far, absorbing every blow, and that was a nice combination that was met with a nice leg kick to the outside and inside, and you can see that they are beginning to take their toll on the lead leg of Phil Baroni, who gets tagged there, but now he's saying bring it on.
A lot of it's got to be showmanship because those leg kicks are really starting to take their pattern. He hits him with that right. Inside, outside that leg, it's really going to slow him down.
Final 60 seconds of this opening round. An entertaining affair between Phil Baroni and Kazuo Misaki. And Misaki again going downstairs with that low leg kick. And another one. And that's exactly where, you know, your lead leg, that's where you derive your power. And you brought it up, Trig. A lot of flailing blows as well from Phil Baroni. He's got all the power in the world, but he needs to connect.
Great forward hand, backhand. We saw just a second ago from Phil, and you're right. He's missing a lot of his power punches, so it's throwing everything off.
Last 30 seconds now.
Muhammad Ali always said it takes more energy out of a man to miss you than it does for you to block it.
Wise words. Nice back fist there by Baroni. Gets tagged, though, by Misaki. Baroni now beginning to unload. Nice exchange to close out the opening 10 minutes.
Whoa.
And another jab connects from Misaki. And the bell goes to end round number one. Very competitive 10 minutes.
Yeah, very surprising to me. I thought for sure that Phil will control the pace a little bit more and be a little more quick-footed. He seems to be a little flat-footed. Masaki's just taking advantage of it, chopping out that front leg as much as he can. Phil seems to always get a little bit tired to take a look at some of these replays just because he has so much muscle mass on his body. He works so hard to maintain his muscle mass that it tends to take up a lot of his power, a lot of his energy, because it takes a lot of blood to fill those muscles and keep him from the lack of acid from building up.
To be fair to the New York Badass, though, his conditioning has improved immensely during his tenure here in Pride Fighting Championship.
Oh my gosh, it's night and day. Like from his first fight till now, you can't even imagine how much more in shape he is than he was. As you see the flying knee, Masaki's been throwing that flying knee and using it to his advantage the entire night, as well as the leg kicks and setting himself up as he just barely missed Phil's head.
A look there at the guillotine attempt by Kazuo Misaki, which again will, score with the judges. It's the effort to finish the fight by knockout or submission. You have to be impressed with Kazuo Misaki in the opening 10-minute stanza.
If I'm in his corner and one of his trainers, I'm telling Misaki, you know what, keep doing what you're doing. Don't change anything because you're picking him apart. If I'm in Phil's corner, I'm actually going to tell Phil to back off on his punches. Don't throw as hard because you're missing so much. It's taking away all your energy.
Misaki, a 1994 high school judo champion. In fact, he's had tournament experience, won 3 fights in one night to win the 2001 Pancrase Neo Blood Tournament. Baroni, a wrestler at Hofstra in Central Michigan, on top 10 ranked NCAA teams, started wrestling in the 7th grade.
Phil also had a pretty successful bodybuilding career, in the very beginnings, and a pretty good modeling career because of that.
And a good boxing career as well, and now they are boxing here to kick off round number 2, and Baroni unloads a combination. Is tagged, but now comes back with a couple of rights of his own. Nice knee up the middle by Misaki, and now he
body shot
to unleash. Great exchange between Baroni and Misaki. They don't want to leave it up to the judges, as this is the final round of the main event of Bushido Survival 2006, the opening round of the welterweight tournament. Nice takedown by Misaki. That rear trip takedown.
Great leg trip. That was perfectly timed. Suckered him all the way in, and I get to see whether or not Phil's got some ground games. He's got to move.
That could be a very important takedown for Kazuo Misaki here with 1 minute already gone in the final round. Now he's trying to restrict the air flow to Baroni. That's a very irritating maneuver, of course. And now trying to close the distance. So what's he trying to set up here, Drake?
Phil's holding him down. You see how Baroni's hugging into him. Misaki's just trying to get the guard pass. That's actually helping him by Phil holding his head down. He's really got to push him away and get his hips moving so he can get back up to his feet. Baroni does. Misaki just needs to stay put, doing what he's doing. Keep the pressure on him.
The last place that Phil Baroni wants to be in. And the final round is on his back, and now some elbow strikes to the
you can see
calf.
You see the damage there between the ref's legs. You see the damage there to Phil's leg from his leg kicks he took earlier in the first round.
Yeah, his lead leg has been tortured by Kazuo Misaki, and now Misaki could be setting. There's a closer look at the discoloration. Misaki could go for a Maybe attempt here to get that guard pass from the half guard, which would open up a ton of options. But now it looks like he's maneuvering for perhaps a Kimura here. A far side Kimura continues to elbow the leg to get Baroni distracted, of course. And very good strategy here employed by Kazuo Misaki.
He's down on the wrist, and see, notice how he's grabbing hold of his own wrist. He's in good position. He's on Phil's wrist. This is a very dangerous position for Phil. He's in a lot of trouble here.
You can see that
covering the head up,
holding onto his own trunks for dear life here. But Misaki, you're right. Now he's got the guard pass, side control, and looking to. But look at Baroni power out. There it is. The heart and tenacity of Phil Baroni escaping a very dire predicament. Nice knee by Misaki. What a fight we're seeing here in the main event.
Good exchange. Oh, another knee. Phil's really got to get out of this position. He's in a bad spot.
And a knee there by Misaki to the top of the head, but for Phil Baroni, he survived the submission attempt. Now he needs to escape. But Misaki is in firm control here now to north-south position, going for the guillotine choke.
He's got to get up. Phil's got to get to his feet. He can't be in this position. He's got to start swinging.
2 minutes left, and Baroni and Misaki back on their feet. This could be the very telling 120 seconds. Who is going to finish off the first round and join the rest of the Elite Eight?
Oh, great jab. See, Misaki's taking his advantage on his feet because he's jabbing out. He's using his front kicks. He's using a lot of distraction kind of strikes to keep Phil away from him, and not always throwing big power punches. Phil's just throwing big power punches every time. If he misses, it takes a lot of energy. See, he's getting 2 big strikes. Oh, nice knee
by Baroni. Misaki now bull rushes him into the corner, though. Smart move by Misaki.
Good tactics, great ringmanship, great tactics to know where the fight's at and what's going on with the fight.
Now Baroni looking for the underhook here, trying to he needs to circle away from the ropes.
He might not have enough energy left. He just might be too tired to be able to circle himself out of it. Phil's getting exhausted.
All right, we're into the final minute of the main event. A jab connects from Misaki. And Baroni now definitely has to unload everything in his fuselage. Fuselage, I should say. Sorry there, Trig. Fuselage is the something to do with the
wow, great throw. Oh, my goodness. Just caught Phil completely flat-footed. Just basically threw him down. Phil needs to be throwing punches from here. He's in a lot. Oh, good step over. I think we might be seeing a yellow card here. I think Phil grabbed a hold of the ring ropes to get himself, to throw himself over.
A yellow card for Phil Baroni for that rule infraction. Final 15 seconds of the fight.
We've seen other colors here tonight. Yellow card, green card, a purple leg.
Do you believe that Baroni needs the knockout to win this fight, Trey?
I do. I really do. He's got to put him down.
Now he's unloading. Connects with that right. Misaki comes back. And the fight is over. We will go to the judges to determine the final participant in the Elite Eight of the 2006 Bushido welterweight tourney.
We'll see if I'm right, but I'll make a prediction. All 3 judges are going to score it for Misaki. See if I'm right. Phil just kept kept missing too much too early. All those big punches kept missing entirely. Would get caught with knees on his way in. And you see in the replays, Misaki does a great job going to the body. He just seemed to be more sure-footed on his feet. Misaki seemed to have his feet moving in more direction, was more confident in the way he was coming after it as he tries his Kimura attempt. Phil's are so strong. It's almost impossible to get this on him.
It is time to find out who won the main event of the first round of Bushido Survival 2006.
Judge Miyake, Misaki. Judge Makoto, Misaki. Judge Kobashi, Misaki.
Kazuo Misaki is the winner of the main event. And Kazuo Misaki will join the rest of the first round winners of the 2006 Bushido welterweight tournament, and an absolutely dejected Phil Baroni being consoled by Mark Coleman along the ropes. He said that this was his tournament to lose. He put all his heart and energy into it. There is Pride President Nobuyuki Sakakibara congratulating Kazuo Misaki. What happened to Phil Baroni tonight, Trig? I mean, obviously, the victor, Kazuo Misaki, fought a great fight, but what do you think?
Phil just got outmatched, he got outclassed. The guy was just a better athlete, a better fighter, just moved his feet more. You know, went after him a lot, you know, just had a better game plan, was and
there's
a little bit smarter.
You know,
about how the fight was done. You know, Phil gets a bad rep sometimes. He really is a true competitor, really is a true professional athlete, and really puts his heart and passion into this sport.
And you know, he knows how to sell a fight, he knows how to talk the talk, but you know, beneath all of that, he's a tremendous person, a tremendous competitor, but tonight was not his night as Kazuo Misaki. There's a look at the Kimura attempt.
And Phil just basically powered his way out of there. I mean, he just basically bench pressed his way out of that whole thing. It was great. And I got to tell you what, Mauro, we saw a bunch of great stuff tonight and with all these fights. It was a great first round, and you know, with the tournament action, you know, it gets better. The first round is just a key of what's going to happen later in these rounds as the matches get tougher and tougher.
And that says it all, what we just saw with his arm raised in the air in victory. Kazuo Misaki is on his way to round number 2. He is a survivor here at Bushido Survival 2006. Tremendous night. Good job as always. Want to thank also Utah for the help doing the translations from Japanese to English, and there you have them. The Elite 8 on their way to round number 2 of Bushido Survival 2006 coming up in Nagoya. We thank you for watching Pride Bushido Survival 2006 from the Saitama Super Arena in Japan, the first round. For Frank Trigg, I'm Mauro Ranello. See ya.